What is going on, everybody? We are back live for another Toss One Back Thursday. What is happening? What is happening? What is happening as it is
What's up?
Friday Eve?
Yes.
And I am ready to get to the weekend.
Yes. I concur.
Funny thing is, I've had a short week, but I'm still ready for the weekend. So was off Monday. I took Monday off. I always take Monday off following the Beer Fest. It's kind of part of the ceremony now. So Beer Fest was Saturday. I didn't shoot any video. I kind of just went and relaxed and just enjoyed it and got away from the whole YouTube type thing, which you got to do sometimes. And caught up with some old faces, met some new. So some good things. I got some good discussions in for some things to bring to the channel from some of the other breweries up here that are definitely down. They're getting on and doing some stuff, and got invited out to a few breweries to see what they were doing. So got to get that all organized and put together as if I had time, right? So,
Sounds like an all good weekend.
Yeah. It was
a good day anyway.
Saturday was pretty good. We had I didn't count the number before, but I'm thinking we had to have at least 200 beers that were there. So ended up catching up with Highwire. Highwire was in the house, so made a contact there.
Nice.
They are stoked about it opening up down in Louisville. So they definitely Did they say what?
I was going to say, did they say give you a date? Because I think it's in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
well, maybe
it's in a couple
3 weeks. Yeah, okay.
A couple weeks. So I'm hooked into their rep there, and she was like, "Yeah, if you're down here, just let me know so we can get you around and do some stuff down there too." So I think took to Louisville, and of course I tried to hit him up for that 20W40 because that's what I had to do. But she said she couldn't even get any of it. She had to be there, like at the headquarters to get it. She's like, "No, I couldn't get that myself." So she said it went quick too down there in Nashville. But caught up with them, caught up with Delirium. Delirium was in the house, so a little Belgian representation. And that Delirium Red. If y'all have not had a Delirium Red and you like sour ales, you need to get yourself some, because I had that a few times this weekend at the Beer Fest. And caught up with their guy and a few other breweries, all around the area, some locally, some from out of Cleveland. We had a couple from other parts of Kentucky. Yeah, some people over from, I think, PA. So all in all, it was pretty damn good. So started out like a little cloudy, like it was going to rain, and then opened up, and it was pretty much blue skies all the way through, and great atmosphere. Then you had people coming down for the Reds game that night or whatever, so I'm sure it got a little crazy for the night session. But
I bet.
Being the old guy, I just do the day nowadays. So
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
It's like the Bob Evans Blue Plate special, right? You go early so you can actually
there you go. That's
get in and out safely. But no, it was actually pretty good. I felt a little bad. I mean, once again, we were like overstaffed, so I had really no booth to go to. So my volunteer experience was more like talking to people, pointing them in the right direction type situation. So
there you go.
But it was all good. It was a good time. Shout out to the people in the chat. We got Erie in the house. What's up? How's vacation going? They are on vacation right now, and she's been sharing some different pictures. Went from the rain to the sunshine, I saw. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Some
so they're out there so far.
They're out there being the Griswolds for the next few days, just traveling.
I can hear the music. I can hear the music in my head right now.
I was either they're Clark or their cousin Eddie. I haven't decided yet. We don't know which one EB is right now. And we got Gilbert in the house. Says, "Cheers, fools." What is going on, Gilbert?
What's up, Gilbert?
How's it going up there in Canada? Speaking of international stuff, so tomorrow is the opening ceremonies for the Olympics on TV.
Right.
But the Olympics started Wednesday.
Yeah. I think it started yesterday.
I was flipping through and it's like, wait a second, why is softball on? Why is soccer on? It's like, oh, they already started for the Olympic stuff. But shouldn't that be after the opening ceremony? I mean, maybe I'm wrong on that, but you would think it would be after the ceremony.
That would make sense, but I feel like they do that every year for some reason, or not every year, but every year that they have the Olympics. I feel like they do that.
Maybe I didn't
know
notice
why.
maybe I missed it then.
So I remember thinking that if 3 or 4, 4 years ago or whatever, 5 years ago, whatever, it's, I was thinking, wait a minute, why is the Olympics time? What is the ceremony? And it was like, oh, it's not going to be till Friday. I'm like, what is how do you start the Olympics, and then why do you have the ceremony after the start of it, after it already started?
It'll be interesting to see if they get through it all, because it seems like every day it's like more and more people are coming down with COVID over there. So it's kind of like,
I'd be curious to see if during the ceremony, if all of them are wearing masks or no masks.
Yeah.
Or if certain countries have them and certain countries don't.
Yeah, well, I think they have to follow protocol, so you probably do have to wear something on their
I would
face,
think so, but I don't know.
But it's funny. So, rumor always had it that the International Village is almost like band camp from American Pie. Like,
yeah.
So, what the Japanese did to try to discourage it, they made the beds out of cardboard. So, if you put too much weight, your bed collapses.
Nice.
I mean, that's ingenious or just cruel?
Probably a little bit of both, but I figure, it ain't gonna stop from going to the floor. So,
well, you're like, well, we go back to the bed. You'd be like, how much you weigh? That's a tough question to ask.
Right? Yeah. Smack. What do you mean?
I mean, the bigger you are, the less you can have, right? So. You're a weightlifter or something like that. You're pushing 3. I mean, you definitely got to find a gymnast. So,
true.
Well, that was ingenious, or that was just cruel of them.
Or a swimmer or something,
Yeah.
That's funny.
But when there's a will, there's a way. They already said like 3 players from the Czech team got in trouble for breaking COVID protocols. I'm like, you are not going to stop the Czechs from going out, one of the biggest drinking countries in the world. They're going to go out and get their drinks on. You're not going to stop them. So, yeah.
Right.
And what a better experience, like being in a foreign country, because you can just be like, I didn't understand. I didn't understand what was said. It was a translation. Yeah.
I didn't understand the words that were coming out of her mouth.
So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. But of course, people were complaining about, or I think disappointed about the soccer team losing. I'm like, 44 games is a long time without a loss. So it had to happen at some point.
Right. Eventually.
And just think the last time they lost, they went on a run for 44 games. So maybe it's good they lost up front here. So we'll see what happens. But get out of the way. Yeah, so they got the players walking out tomorrow for the stuff. And after that, I guess everything really starts to kick into gear for the most part. But yeah, it was just funny when I saw they were already doing stuff. And of course, the American I don't think we're going to win the Olympics in basketball this year. I didn't think we were going to do it either. When I saw Kevin Love come out on the team originally, I'm like, we got Kevin Love on the squad. Not that Kevin Love's not an NBA player. We know he is, but he's not one of the 12 best players in the league.
No, it wouldn't.
I can't say even top 1, maybe top 50, top 70.
There wasn't any of the top best players on that team, I don't think.
I mean, Durant's there.
Well, yeah, Durant's, yeah. And but outside of that, I don't.
Dame's there, Damian Lillard, but you don't have a lot of the other higher. It's like we don't have a team that kind of, I think, boasts fear with the other international teams. So I just don't see us pulling off. Maybe a bronze medal team this year.
Yeah,
that's tough for a lot of the basketball fans to take.
I heard them talk about that on the radio today. They were talking, saying they think this Olympics not necessarily just kind of like, yeah, whatever, it is what it is because of all this stuff, kind of threw a team together of guys that actually wanted to go. And they're good, but they don't. They said the problem with playing now with the international teams are those international teams that play together. Like the Olympic team is the international team that plays together for years.
Right.
And we always just throw 12 guys together and, hey, let's go play. It's not like it was, they were saying it's not like it was back when before the Dream Team, it was just college players.
Yeah.
And we would hold our own or win gold medals also. And they were saying, international game has definitely stepped up now. And have gotten better. Like a lot of the NBA players now are international players.
Because we're such an international league, we get a lot of money.
Yeah.
They go back home to
so
play
it was just, so it was interesting. They were saying, they wouldn't. The guy, I forgot who the sports analyzer was, but he wasn't expecting them to win gold this year. And he said, I don't know that they really, not that they're not going to try to win gold, but they wouldn't be so disappointed if they didn't. But he said, look for in 4 years, it'll be like a dream team redo or whatever, for all the best players will actually go. So we'll see. I think they lost the first 2 exhibition games.
Yeah, they lost to Nigeria, and I think they lost to Australia.
Yeah, Australia
too. So
That's right.
But yeah, I mean,
but we'll see. Who knows?
So many people from all around the world that play now that you're not definitely going to be the number 1 team anymore just because we're United States. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. And it's funny from what
I was gonna say. I don't feel we're that far ahead, above shoulders than anybody else in any sport anymore, like we used to be. I feel like everybody's kind of, definitely closed the gap for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you definitely see that with the players. You just saw that with Giannis. He'd be a Greek player, if he went for Olympics.
Yeah.
He'd be on our squad. So congrats to him for winning. It was a bittersweet moment. I was hoping Chris Paul would get the victory, being on his back end of his career. But to see Giannis get it was also a pretty cool thing too. So
yeah, it's hard not to root for that guy.
Yeah. And well learned. I mean, and I loved his statement, like stuff too. Like he's talking about he went the hard way. He didn't try to go out here and make a super team and jump around like other people have. LeBron.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. and honestly, looking forward with the squad they got there, and another announcer said this too, they could go on a run. And win
they could.
There.
Yeah. Middleton's a young guy, and who else?
We got the
guard that come from the Pacers.
Middleton.
Yeah, Middleton, and then daggone it. His name is
Drew Holiday.
Yeah, Holiday.
Yeah, they got some players there, so it'll be interesting.
They're talking about Holiday. He played for the Pacers a couple of years ago, and they said he took off. I didn't realize this. His wife had cancer, so he quit basketball for like a whole year to take care of her.
Oh, wow.
And then come back. I didn't even know that. And it was when he was playing with the Pacers, and I didn't even – of course, I don't follow the NBA that closely. Not that close to where I would know something like that, but I thought that was a pretty good story. And they're like, he's so like a really good guy, and, it's like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he was with the Sixers, I think, at one point, too. So he's been around for a little bit, but it's funny. It's just,
pretty sure it was Holiday.
Having a team like Milwaukee win the title, that's crazy for all the teams that were trying to build their squads. Like, even though you had Giannis, you were building around him, people still had the favorites of the Brooklyn or LA or, either LA team was probably picked higher than Milwaukee. So,
right. No, it doesn't. I don't see him in it. Maybe it wasn't Holiday they were talking about. I could have swore they were talking about Holiday.
Might have been a different player then. Let's see here. We got Blue in the house. Blue Ice, what is up, homie? Just ran 5 miles this beer time. You earned that beer, homie. You definitely earned that.
5 miles? I ain't running 5 miles on purpose. Nowhere. Good for you, man. Good for you.
Since you were a kid, the dog was chasing you or something. So, but y'all check out Blue Ice. Blue Ice is doing the beer reviews, and he's doing workout stuff on his channel. So check him out. He busted the jump rope out a few weeks ago. That they're looking like a boxer with the jump rope he was working with. So, I was going to say, so practice over there with, we're talking about practice. Yeah. Practice with Kevin Durant and Bam Adebayo. Apparently, ever since we were kids, right? You go to basketball court, you play basketball and stuff like that. If you're warming up, you make a shot, you get the ball passed back.
Right. Yeah.
So apparently in practice, Durant made a shot and Bam just took the ball and then passed it back. And apparently it got into Kevin Durant's.
Where's my change at? You got to get change on that.
For the time you're a kid, you know the unsung rule. If you're shooting,
that's right.
Stop, pass it back. That's just how you do it. So
that's the way.
I saw that. That was pretty funny.
Like, uh-oh. Trouble already.
But he did not like that, apparently, they said. Yeah, Jimmy in the house, cuff and stuff. What is going on, my friend? I know you playing some good stuff. Set up the grill this weekend. If y'all haven't checked out Jimmy over there at Cuff and Stuff, check him out. He is definitely doing some grilling. I know on my channel I did a little bit of grilling, but this man really grills some good stuff out there. You know, I'm going to be like him when I grow up one day on the grill. James in the house, evening all.
What's up, James?
Evening, James. Good to see you, my friend. Cheers up in Chicago, Chi-Town, as the kids call it.
That icon always cracks me up.
Yuri said, us country folk going to the north. Yeah, they're on vacation. Tell me you didn't think about the vacation song while you guys were in the car. Tell me you didn't think of that, Yuri. Vanessa's in the house. Good to see you, Vanessa. And good to from yesterday, you said you were feeling better, so that's good. She had got some medicine, so she's doing better. She had like some congestion and stuff going on, I believe. Yeah, Yuri said sugar's full out.
Sugar's full.
One of the great classics, of course. I was just looking over here because I had the news on the background. Apparently, there's a shooting in Washington, D.C. I don't know if it was a mass shooting or what kind of shooting, but they got a lot of area roped off, and they're referencing back to the baseball game and stuff too. But they got stuff down there corded off with the yellow tape and everything. So, God, what is going on? It's just
we've had probably 5 shootings in downtown Louisville in the last 2 days, probably.
Yeah.
Or in the surrounding neighborhoods. Crazy.
Forget the pandemic. People want to stay in the houses because of the shootings, the way things are right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ari said, hey to Vanessa. Took Monday and Tuesday off, and this week can't finish fast enough and waited on a phone call before I got a pandemic job offer, son. Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, you take a short week, and sometimes a week is still long. But you have Monday and Tuesday. I just have Monday, so you're living a good life, Gilbert.
My weeks felt like forever this week.
I don't know if you listened to my podcast, Gilbert, I put out there, but there's a beer now in Wisconsin that one of the bars opened up for Rogers, trolling them. It's called Crybaby 12. So
Crybaby 12.
My podcast, I talked about I never figured like Rogers would get trolled in Wisconsin. You know, I thought people all, I know people are upset with him trying to decide what he's going to do, but at the same point, he brought him a championship. He did good, after Favre and everything like that. I mean, they didn't even troll Favre, and Favre went to play for the Vikings,
Right.
Yeah. Oh. CB in the house. Cheers. Hot tub tonight listening. Yeah, get some rest, CB. You can't be out there doing that stuff again. He ended up re-aggravating the hernia he had, so he's got to take it easy for like 10 days and just stay in the tub, the sauna, have a bowl, kick back, and just relax. I don't want you getting more hurt out there.
In the hot tub.
Yeah. Get in the hot tub. I should have had that video clip up here. The young kids are wondering, that was old Eddie Murphy skit on SNL.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? Yeah, what do you mean?
Yeah, I watched a beer video earlier, and it was one of the other channels, 2 newer guys. They were younger, and they actually did the mango and stash beer that I had done a while ago, so I was going to see what they were thinking of it. And then they were reading off the stuff on it, and it was related to Tango and Cash. And they're like, yeah, I don't know what that is. Like, one guy's like, I think it was a movie or something. And it's just like, oh, man, you don't know Tango and Cash? And so I commented. And I was like, yeah, by the way, Tango and Cash is an old action flick with Stallone and Russell, but it's pretty good. You should check it out.
Yeah, you're like, come on, man.
I hope they saw Tombstone at least.
Dude, no kidding.
CB, move on over where you're coming. Yeah. What's going on, Wayne? Cheers. What up, Roddy Rod? And no curtains tied. Cheers, my guys. Cheers, homie.
What's up, Wayne?
Yeah, make sure you check out Wayne's been pumping out some pretty good beer stuff too, so make sure you check out his channel. He's got a lot of good things happening there. He's actually getting stuff rolling on Instagram and stuff too. I see you, dog. You're out there all over. And by the way, the beer I'm actually drinking right now, because I didn't mention, is actually one of the other Leinenkugel Session Helles German style lagers, of course. But I'm kind of digging this one for the lighter type feel of the beer. But I'm finishing those out, and the more I've had it, the more I've actually enjoyed it, especially as it's gotten hotter, starting to heat up a little bit. that
Nice.
these session style lagers. That's the one thing I will say about the Beer Fest this past weekend. Good amount of lagers that were there. So you can definitely see where lagers are making their inroads in a lot of the craft breweries, which with the heat we've been getting, they were hitting the spot, to drink some of those out there and not get bogged down with some of the bigger beers. I did have one of the corruptions from my buddy Randy over at Winning Cask. That was 12% ABV. Still tasty. They're using new Riff barrels right now and really nice, deep, dark stout. But outside of that, everything else was probably around 6 to some 7 or 8% with some of the IPA stuff that I had. But the lagers were definitely flowing for sure.
I was going to ask you, there was a couple that you mentioned last week, but I forgot what they were now. I was thinking I was going to ask you about if you got to try them, but I can't remember what they were. I'd have to go back and watch that video now, but
see if there
was a couple that you said and they sounded interesting. You sounded like you were interested in trying them, but I forgot what they were now. I don't even know if I'd.
You got the list up here. Yeah, they got the beer list still, I think. You remember what brewery or anything?
No, that's what I was going to say. Even if you said it, I'm not even sure if it would.
There was one that was 16 lots, the Palm Pop Burst. That was a smoothie sour. Actually, I didn't try that one, but
I was going to say, did you try it?
I did do their German pills. They had the Blueberry Major, but they're actually a couple of guys I talked to you about swinging by their brewery and stuff too. So I'll probably try it at some point if they still have it.
Man, who was it? What Listerman ended up having? Because wasn't their list blank?
18th Street. 18th Street. Oh my god.
18th Street. Okay.
Woo! The double IPA with mango. Dude, you're there. You get 18th Street. You gotta see if you can find that beer. That beer.
What was the name of it?
Double Queen Reaper, double dry hopped, double IPA.
Queen's Reaper.
Queen Reaper, just Queen.
Queen
like
Reaper
group. Yeah, double IPA with mango. That was 8.3. That one was tasty. Then I met the owner there from 18th Street as well. He actually
nice.
is under my buddy's distributor company that he has. So definitely going to connect with him to do some stuff too.
Yeah, I love their stuff. I haven't had that one. It's it gets a 3.97 on Untapped.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. It's funny, a couple of people were really getting into a beat in their Purple Haze, so which really for a raspberry lager, because it was warm, I can see where that actually had a lot of people digging that one. I
don't think that was the one, no, but
met some of the Bell's guys that were there as well, but they didn't really do anything. They brought their lemon lime flamingo, which I didn't have in the Oberon, which I get all the time.
Right.
Who else? What else had some interesting ones I tried? Because I didn't track anything in Untapped. I was just in the moment. I did miss the Braxton Grader's Peach Milkshake. You're probably thinking of that one. So I got to see if they got that canned here because I do want to try that.
I saw on Facebook. I follow them on Facebook, and I saw
the peach milkshake. Okay.
Yeah, the can of it. So I was like, oh.
I never got over to the Braxton to check them out. I did try the new Raja variant they have from Brew Kettle. That was actually pretty good. Ended up connecting with the guy there as well. Columbus Brewing was down for Columbus. They had some good stuff. Actually, this weekend, the Beer Fest is in Columbus. So anybody likes to run a Columbus area, Columbus Beer Fest, we have in theirs. Darkness had their Pulp Fiction, Blood Orange, and Tangerine. That was good. Again, Pulp Fiction, I'm going to try it.
What did Listerman do? They bring there?
Yeah.
They were there, but I think that list didn't. I don't think they had anything on the list, though.
Let me see here. Listerman. I did do the double clutch for 50 West. I didn't get the Grainworks. They had a Pineapple Berliner, but I missed that one. Where is it? The High Wire Pink Lemonade Sour wasn't bad. Listerman, they did the Pride. Oh my God. I missed that one. That was the one, the sour with Skittles and vanilla. Now I realize but I had the other one. I've had it with these MF IPAs. I've had that one, which was good.
I wonder if that's the one I had from them. Is it just called Pride?
It's called Pride. Came out during the Pride month.
Right. But I had one. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I think that was it.
I'm kind of bummed I missed that Pride one now. And then I had
like a Pride beer a couple years ago.
Sam Adams had a Pride beer. I don't know if it was that one. Little Fish, I did their down Bathyscope, which was the oak aged Pilsner. That was actually pretty decent. I never had an oak aged like Pilsner style lager like that, and that was pretty good. Who else did I see that was interested here? I didn't do the New Belgian Mimosa Sour, so I missed that one there. And Rheingeist had their Rebel Metal. I missed their Juniper Source beer that I wanted to do, which sucks. I did meet the guys, but I forgot that beer was there, and I didn't actually taste it. That would have been a good one to check out. Rheingeist has a new one called Employee Owned West Coast Style Double IPA. Definitely worth the pickup. That one was tasty. I had that one there.
What about Mad Tree? Did they bring anything?
Mad Tree. What did Mad Tree bring? They didn't have it listed. I didn't actually hit the Mad Tree one, so mostly, it might have been. I don't know if they brought Psychopathy with them and something else or what, but that's kind of one of their flagships.
Speaking of Mad Tree, guess what's coming out in a couple days from them?
Pumpkin. I saw it. Yeah, it's either the old pumpkin or it's their Pilgrim. A Pilgrim is usually around Thanksgiving now, so
yeah, it's the pumpkin. It is the pumpkin.
I don't think that was out the last couple of years, though. I think they kind of were doing Pilgrim and they're bringing it back. Because I remember I did a review on that years ago, and I had not really seen it since then.
But when?
So I think on that ad, that's why they're saying, guess what's coming out, like kind of as a surprise that they're re-releasing it or something.
Right, yeah. I think you're right. I don't think they have had it for a couple of years.
Which it is a good pumpkin beer. So
it is a good one. But when's...
Yeah. It's too warm.
It's too early.
Oh yeah, way too early.
Hell, man! It's not even September.
Yeah,
let's at least get to September, October.
Pumpkin in August, July, August. That's about right usually nowadays.
Yeah.
I made a comment last week about Untitled Art coming and them actually bringing a seltzer, their smoothie seltzer. And kind of like figuring they kind of phoned it in. Let me tell you something.
Uh-oh.
That was a damn good seltzer. People were drinking that like crazy.
I was going to say.
It was blue and it tasted like the popsicles you had as a kid that you put in the freezer. Like a little sleeve thing or whatever. Like they were liquid when you bought them. You froze them. Yeah.
Like blue raspberry or something.
Yeah. And it was just like... People were thrown back by it. That's another one that's under my buddy's distributorship. So he's getting more Untitled Art in. So
I'm going to tell you what, though. If they had their name on it, you can almost guarantee it was going to be good. Because I'm going to say of all the beers I've had from them, I'm not sure if I could name one or two that was like, I'm not going to get that anymore.
Yeah.
They're not cheap. But it's like Prairie. It's like Prairie with their stouts, which I'm drinking. Like I don't think I ever said, which I am drinking tonight.
Oh, nice!
You got
that one.
You got a horchata.
There you go, Prairie.
Prairie, and it's the stout. It's an imperial stout with cinnamon, vanilla, and sugar.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the cinnamon. It's like a cinnamon bomb. So if you don't like cinnamon, this beer wouldn't be for you. But it's pretty tasty. But anyway, back to that is if Untitled Art's putting their name on it.
Yeah,
you can guarantee it's probably pretty damn good.
It's pretty much.
I'm glad you brought that up because that might have been one I was kind of interested in to see how good that would have been, just because of seltzer, being a seltzer beer or whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of like that one was actually one I was like, okay. It's like, okay, this is like a guilty pleasure right here, right? It's like singing that song you don't want nobody else know you sing in the car when the windows are rolled up. That's how it was with that one. And you look around, and it was a color of blues. Like some people were saying, it looks like an antifreeze or something, but you've seen people just have it all over. Like it caught on like fire. So it's like, okay, it's pretty tasty. I'll give on that. So.
I think of the scene in Tommy Boy where they're driving down the highway and they're like, "You can turn it over." No, you can turn it over, and then you see they're both wailing away, and got tears coming out of their eyes.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to see you drink that beer, but damn it, I'm going to drink it and enjoy the hell out of it.
You think like the old Dave Chappelle, Wayne Brady, and said was like, "Am I going to like a seltzer?"
Say so.
Yeah, it got over on me there. Let's see here. Gilbert's at Holy High End at Todd Prairie, son. Yeah. This is will Olympics be prematurely stopped due to infections? It could happen. I mean, even the prime minister said if they had to stop them, it's still a possibility. So we'll see what happens. And numbers keep going up every day, though. Cheers to Wayne. Stay home. Well, yeah, we actually can go anywhere here. Like some countries are going back to lockdown. Some states or some areas in some states are now going back to the indoor masking as well. So depending on where you're at and everything. But honestly, it doesn't really bother me that much. Like some people just over dramatic. Like saw earlier today, American Airlines had to kick somebody else off their plane because they wouldn't put a mask on. And it's just like by now you know what the rules are. So
right.
At least they kicked them off and didn't held up the plane like when those high school kids wouldn't put a mask on. So, but it's just like, yeah. At this point, you just start handing out beat downs. Hey, Vanessa. Oh, let's see here. Hey, Erie. Barbecue Professor Jimmy. CB. The Salutations. Gilbert. Eric and Gilbert's actually drinking on my go-to summer beer, Delirium Tremens. Yes, Tremens was there as well with the red, and people were drinking that too. Great for all-day pool sessions. And Arberg We Bestie, 5-year Pete Bomb. Yeah, actually going to drink a little bit of this tonight, I think. And hopefully it doesn't hit me with the caffeine, but a little of the Jameson cold brew because I kind of wanted this tonight because I haven't had it in a while. So
I'm gonna have to look for that delirium bread to see if they have it around here.
Dude, it's like freaking cherry candy. It's just like candy as you're drinking that thing.
I bet they do because that's one of those. You know, it's kind of since you see it on the shelf, like the regular delirium, you just kind of walk by it. Even though that's a great beer in itself, it's like I've had it so many times, like I'm not gonna pick it up. So I don't even look in that direction anymore. So next time I go in there, I'm gonna have to try.
Yeah, and even with it being a warmer in a warmer day, it was actually pretty good. Like I can see sipping on that like at a barbecue, eating outside, grilling or doing something. I mean, it just had a nice feel to it. Which it was hot last weekend when I grilled, but this week's supposed to be hotter. I don't know if you saw upcoming week we're about to get hit with getting pushed down into the Ohio Valley or Tennessee Valley, whatever valley it is. But we're supposed to be like low 90s at the low next week, up and higher than that even. They said it's going to be hotter than average here. So I will be staying in for sure. The AC will probably be working overtime.
Yeah, it looks like working its way up to 95 on Wednesday here.
Yeah.
So you'll be about the same too then probably.
That's not a Rajay day outside at all.
No. 91 starting tomorrow and then work its way to 95 on Wednesday. Come on, fall.
Yo, the trash man, can you come down the driveway to get the trash out?
I'm not going out that far. Stick to the concrete.
What's up, Greg? Cheers. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you.
What's up, Greg?
I think Greg, first time to the channel, so great to have you along. Give you a big old welcome there. Welcome. Yeah, Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
What's up? What's going on, brother? What you got going on? I know you're drinking something tonight, homie. And speaking of Olympics, other people watching, let us know. Are you going to be watching the Olympics? Let me know in the comments as well as I get down to them to kind of see if you guys are interested in the Olympics this year.
Seeing Big Daddy's seeing Big Daddy Zach on there. It reminded me. So me and my brother went to. So there's this tap house. It's in Jeffersonville, which is just the next town over. So it's 10 miles away, maybe. But they were having a Toppling Goliath well, not a tap takeover, but guest special. So they had like 6 different taps, which I've had most of the stuff. But there was one that I wanted to get from them. Let's see what the name of it was now. Went there in particular to get this one beer. Had no idea what the price was gonna be on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Turmoil Fluffernutter. So it's a 13.1%. Let's see. It says Turmoil Fluffernutter begins with a special blend of imperial stout that aged in bourbon barrels for well over a year. To that already decadent base, we added dry roasted peanuts, peanut butter, marshmallow, and vanilla beans to create the liquid version of the classic Fluffernutter sandwich. I was like, oh yes, I gotta get this. Get this. So we went. We both had one. Had another beer from Toppling Goliath. Got our bill. Guess how much? So I think it was a 10-ounce pour. Guess how much that damn thing was?
Like 20 or something?
No, almost.
Like 15?
It was 18 bucks. Me and my brother looked at each other and were like, Jesus, this guy was like stocking the place too? What the hell's going on here? I was like, dude, I'm sorry. Because, he went because I had said, let's go check this out. Because you're not going to get it in cans or whatever. It was a special whatever. So I was like, I looked at him. I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. If I knew that, I probably wouldn't have gone. So it's probably good that I didn't know because I really wanted it. And it was really good. It was kind of sweet, but it was really good. I mean, everybody said top.
This was at the bar or this tap house, you said, right?
It was at a tap house,
yeah.
So they have like 20 taps, and then they have a little bit of a menu of food. The food's really good. But it's probably one of the better spots in the area. But just for that beer, I was like, Jesus Christ, man. I was not happy.
They should have giving you like a lollipop on the way out or something there. Yeah.
There was the only thing, and it's not even a good thing because we got a pint glass. You got to keep the glass. I'm like, shit, we should have been able to keep the whole keg for that price. Yeah. Keep the glass, but you get a hose pack. Well, so we didn't get a Toppling Goliath beer out of it, but a glass out of it. So
with some of the glasses, depending where you're at, I mean, I know I got Jungle Gym stuff, so I usually get a good deal, or party stores like that. But a lot of places, those glasses are $7 or $8. So you put that. You're looking at a $10 pour, which really isn't bad.
If you look at it that way, that's true. That is true, I guess.
Yeah, if you're like in a non-happy hour type thing or something.
Yeah, because we went like at noon because I was like, we might want to get there early because it'll probably go fast. And we knew they were doing a glass giveaway while supplies last. So him and I are both kind of like, like you do. You just kind of like. Shannon hates it that I get all these glasses. Like, what do you need so many glasses for? I'm like, I don't even have that many, honestly. But why not?
It doesn't concern you.
Right, exactly. Like, you don't see them. You got to clean them. What difference does it make?
Like, don't hate.
So anyway, I was like, let's get there a little bit early. We went in. So there's like a nice long bar. It probably seats 15 people, and then they probably have, I don't know. 10 or 12 tables. No, it's like in an old house is what it was, like an old shotgun style house, and they just kind of gutted it and turned it into. It's a pretty cool place. It's but the place was pretty full at like noon. We was there probably quarter till 12 or so.
Yeah, that
place was already full. I was like, I'm glad we got there. Wanted to get the glass because that was kind of why supplies last, But I said, it was expensive, but. Probably never going to see this beer again unless they decide to bottle it and send it out this way. Which, if it's a specialty one, we don't usually see those. But
2 weeks now, I'll find it on a keg for like $10 at 64 ounce or something.
Oh, you probably will.
I'm like, check out this Ron J deal.
You're no kidding. I'd be so mad if you.
You'd be like,
actually, I'd be happy for you if you do. But that'd be awesome if you did. I'd like to see you try it because it's definitely a dessert beer, not one I'd want more than probably 10 ounces of. But it was good. It was really good.
Well, Vanessa, great that you're feeling very good today as well.
Okay,
Everything's
nice.
clearing up for you. So that prednisone, man, ain't no joke. When I have like a sinus infection, they give me something like that, and it's cleared up within a few days, no problem. Blue says, I hear gunshots every night while in Atlanta. Yes, in Atlanta, things are crazy. In fact, Atlanta was the only club I ever had to go to where you actually got first at the door. Never had that happen before. So then you start to wonder, do I want to go in here if we get first at the door? But the club was bumping until a fight broke out. And then you're like, okay. It's a little rough in ATL at times. Wayne, what's up, brother? People killing people every week around us. Yeah, not even just the cities, even in the rural and suburb areas, you're finding stuff that's happening. I don't know. It's just maybe people got wound tight, short fuses or something over that 15, 16 month period when they couldn't go anywhere. Yeah, trade crybaby 12, LOL, right? Yeah, that's at one of the bars. I forgot what bar it is. I had on the podcast, but if you put like Google Aaron Rodgers Crybaby 12, I'm sure you'll see the beer pop right up. Have a bowl, sit back and relax. Abides the dude. Yeah, dude would definitely be down with that. Tango and Cash are cult classic, right? It is. I was like, so funny when watching these guys, like, they didn't know what it was, but they were probably mid to late 20s or so. And it's like, how do you not know Tango?
Old enough, they should know.
You should know, right? Not much here, just relaxing, about to have a beer. Well, that's the way to go. Dovetail Baltic Porter. I can't get enough of this brewery. Yeah, you are definitely pulled into the Dovetail. And I got to reply to your comment. I've got to catch up on comments tomorrow. But, you talked about Chicago. Chicago does have a bevy of breweries, which is great. We have the same thing kind of here in Cincinnati. But we have, funny thing, I was reading an article this week, and they're talking about Seattle and how they've having a big thing happen. But I always thought Seattle was known for their breweries, but apparently they're saying they're getting a big rush of breweries out there now. So everybody's popping up with stuff. And one of the things I also mentioned on the podcast this week was that the president was trying to get barriers broken down in the brewing industry so we could be more competitive and have more opportunity for a lot of the breweries. So see what all happens there. And then where Vanessa's at, Connecticut, they're actually going to be having a tax decrease on beer, like 16.7% that goes into place 2023. So some of their beer costs should be coming down a little bit. Which for Vanessa,
that's not a bad thing.
She'll be stocking up for a lot of beer, so she'll be putting that little savings right back into beer, I'm sure.
Hey, it'd be a prime time to buy our dragon's milk.
Yeah. Maplewood Son of Juice IPA. Excellent IPA. I like that name. Only the house without the shot and heat, son. Maybe it did, but not catching the cough during. You just don't know. It's just, the area I'm kind of in doesn't really bother me. It's like, it could happen anywhere where people snap, I guess, but I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm kind of in that zone. Even like with the Cincinnati, it's kind of like Cincinnati has issues, as Todd knows as well, where they've had stuff over the years, but maybe because as a kid growing up in New Jersey and growing up and going to Camden and stuff, everything just seems so much more subtle than what it was back then.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, Camden compared to probably everything else is like a walk in the park.
It is. It's like a walk in the park going everywhere else. And it's like, what's the problem? You learn at a young age, keep your head on the swivel so you're paying attention to your environment and that you know what's going on.
Right.
I think I saw the 18th Street store near me. That'd be nice if you did for distribution. Wow. They're out of Indiana and Indianapolis, and they got some really good beers. It seems like they really excel with stouts, it seems.
Actually, they're more almost Chicago.
Yeah, they're almost
Gary, Indiana-ish.
That's right.
area.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bourbon Bounty in the house. What is going on? Cheers, homie. It's been a while. Where you been, son? I wish I could be as cool as you guys, but I just got off of work. Wouldn't be cool like you. You're the one with the big old whiskey closet there. Y'all know Bourbon Bounty, great to check out as well to get some of your whiskey ideas and what to drink, especially bourbon. That's why he has it in the name. Vanessa says, maybe I'm mistaken on the 18th. So, I mean, I don't know if their distribution goes up that high, but they're a pretty solid brewery if you do see them. I've seen other people around the country have 18th Street, though, but that might have been through beer trades. Bounty say Gilbert and Vanessa. Hey, Bourbon. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, JT. Cheers, Bourbon Bounty. We keep rolling Christmas back, but it keeps staying warmer and warmer later and later. Yeah, it's pretty soon it'll be like we'll be showing up in shorts and a t-shirt for Christmas. Like,
no kidding.
Speaking of the heat and stuff, so part of the thing right now, we got these wildfires taking place out west and everything, and it's starting to affect some of the grains and the crops. So they're trying to get that under control, but there might be a possible grain shortage later in the year, which means you may also be paying a little bit more for your beer, depending how that goes. But hopefully they get that all under control with everything. And they said this year is supposed to be worse than last year, and last year was like a record year. So kind of crazy.
Always fires every year.
Yeah, I saw a couple that was they took them to court and sued them and charged them. Well, they did one of the reveal parties back in 2019, and that led to one of the fires, killed a couple firemen and everything. They were trying to put it out and stuff too, but they just got convicted for that. I saw this week.
I don't understand how that spreads so quickly.
Because I
know things are so dry or whatever, but it seems like if you get to it quick enough, you can put it out. Keep it from spreading so much.
Well, some places you can't get to quick enough there, though. Because
I guess that's true, too, yeah.
And some areas aren't zoned for, like, hydrants and all that stuff, too. So, it's a tough fight, especially when you get into the mountains out there out west.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess I never really put that into perspective, I guess, or thought about that.
I mean, when you look at some of the places where they got all that brush and stuff, that's just like tinders. Just like drop one match and...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Always beer aged in a barrel or made with some smoked malts. Very old school taste. Yeah. And I like that old school taste. I'm really liking these barrel aged beers. I do too. I like the woodiness that comes through, or the oakiness, if you want to call it that. I like that vanilla that you get from the bourbon when they're bourbon barrel that gets bled into the beer. Some really good stuff. And the fresher they get the barrels, the better it is. Like, so I was talking about a beer called Corruption earlier. That's done by Winning Cast. They work with New Riff, one of our distilleries here. The reason they're actually working with them now, because they're all local, plus they get the barrels like as soon as they get done with them. And so you still have that wetness locked into the barrel itself. Then when you put the beer and stuff in, the wort can actually ferment much more flavorful than getting something from like, another distillery.
Four Roses or whatever.
You have to wait like 6 months for it or something, where you're not going to have as fresh of that feel. It's Prairie $9.50 a small bottle, just like here, son.
Yeah, that's $9.99 usually is about the going rate for most of the prairies.
Yeah,
which isn't cheap, but man, are so good.
Yeah, I found some with some deals, and it's just like when I do, I wipe the shelf usually.
Oh yeah, you can get them. Yeah, especially some of the ones you got for like, what was it, $4.99 a 4-pack or whatever it was. Stupid.
Some crazy number.
I'm like, you got, okay, I'll take them all.
Yeah.
I need a semi-truck. Okay, I'll be right back.
So you're trying to get all these out the store? I got you, son.
You're talking to the right person.
Yeah. Yeah, literally sometimes I walk into these stores to try to get one thing, and it's like, oh, I need to get a cart. I'll be right back.
I guess.
Yeah. It's like you're mocking me. You're mocking me with that price right now. Vanessa's making a full pork loin slow cooked in a smoker.
Ooh,
10
nice.
hours Saturday. Creating the first patio block from first patio block form fills in place on patio Saturday. Nice. So you're working on that now. I bet that's tasty too. Slow cooked.
Nice.
Fast forward the Olympics to the award show section. So you just go right to the Only watched the Winter Olympics for hockey. Yeah, I mean, people have their favorites and stuff. So I watch sometimes some of the basketball. Like I said, I don't think we're going to win it this year for the States. Beach volleyball with the 2-on-2, I usually watch because, I mean.
Yeah, why do you watch that, Rod?
Do I need you to say,
why do you really watch that?
Although I really am rooting for us because we don't stack up the same way as some of the other teams do, if you know what I mean. So, but which brings me to another controversy from the Olympics already. Like I think it was the Swedish team or Switzerland team that they were fining the women because the women didn't want to wear the bikini bottoms; they wanted to wear shorts.
I saw that.
And then the guys were wearing shorts and tank tops on their thing, but the women ended up wearing the shorts and they all got like fined. And it's like, well, no, you have to wear like the midriff sports bra or whatever, and you have to wear the bikini because it's like, dude, if that doesn't look sexist out there, what does? You know, it's like it's like crazy. But I don't know if they're going to keep doing it. They keep doing it and keep getting fined, but I know it's an uproar about it right now.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of a weird thing you think about it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, the whole thing in the States here, like they always talk about like the whole, I guess the best way to say it, wasn't like the perverted act or whatever, like these older guys that look at these little girls and stuff like, not little girls, like these high school girls. Well, it's like, yeah, you give them these cheerleading outfits or these sports things with the right names, they're something across their butt all the time. You got these people focusing on it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It makes no sense. Why are you doing it? Like, who needs to put the school name on the girl's ass that people are looking at? Like, you're drawing these people's attention to it. And so
they didn't get mad at somebody for looking.
Right. And some of those people, you know, got issues. So it's like,
right.
Yeah. So it's like you're setting them up for that too. So, yeah.
It'd be like an alcoholic going to an AA meeting going, okay, here's your glass of whiskey and some smokes. Here, let's talk about what's bothering you.
It's like here's your little bottle of Southern Homes wine and your little glass. But don't put them together. We're going to have a meeting right now. We're going to sit it right in front of you. It's really like, I just think I never understood why they did that anyway. Like, why are you even writing that stuff on there? Because you're going to draw attention to it. So,
right.
It's kind of like some type of lack of common sense subliminally. I don't know. It's weird. I always thought it was weird. Skippy peanut butter, fresh made bread, marshmallow fluff. Yum. Well, there you go. Well, that sounds tasty. Mr. Sutton with the wow. You drinking the hams, Mr. Sutton?
Of course.
Usually he shows up with different stuff, but he did have a hams last night when he was on Beer Man's show. I like the Summer Olympic javelin challenge. Yeah. I guess in the Olympics they do have the javelin now. I think they took it away for a while because like there were instances where people were getting stabbed and stuff. But how do you not get out? I mean, unless you're not paying attention, but you should never be in the way of a javelin. Like,
unless it's Lamar throwing the javelin, then you never know.
Yeah.
You're not sure if you're far enough away or not.
Trying to gauge it, yeah. Well, Jarts did the same thing to some people, so yeah.
Yeah.
That one just got away from me. Near ow! Pipe works at a similar beer. Fluff Sandro, excellent stout. Nice. Class giveaway. $7 more for the beer, right? Yeah.
True bourbon.
Though. You get the glass.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah, our giveaway.
And the stupid thing is, you always feel like you come away with something good.
Yeah.
Like, I just paid that much, but I got a glass. Okay, it's all good. It's okay. Stupid. So dumb.
But you get to keep the glass.
But we do it anyway.
Yeah. Do you need to find another $77 Dragon's Milk Stout Hall for 4 at a time? Yeah, that was a good deal.
No
4
kidding.
for $7. Yeah. Did you get that at the base, Vanessa, when you got that one? Yeah, 7 inches of rain, more than the normal for July. Oh, you're 7+ over. Yeah, depending where you're at, definitely feeling some of that as well. In fact, they were talking about some of the Northeast and even down some of the South, like possibly having high levels where it's causing some impact and flash flooding and stuff. So it's crazy. hitting my joints this summer so far. Everyone is using QR scanning to show you a fully 5G juice sign. Just crazy, but way better than getting locked down. Yeah. Well, that's actually interesting because I haven't been anywhere around here or heard of anybody around here actually doing the QR scanning.
No. That's actually a really good idea.
That is good on the phone. I actually looked for an app where you can just put in there your vaccinated stuff because I don't ever carry the card, so I ended up taking a picture of it in case I were to run into anything, and it shows where I was vaccinated. But I would love it to be on the QR. It'd be a lot easier.
Yeah, that'd be ideal because everybody always has their phone with them. Yeah. 9 times out of 10.
Picking the most and stay home. Like, well, see, that's the thing. Here in the States, we have vaccines for everyone. It's just that people want to take them or not. So if you're vaccinated, you're fine going where you're going. But it's funny just because other countries are like, they don't have enough to get vaccines. And it's like, we are the country that has enough. We're just not using them all. What's going on? Just a name. Do you guys drink bourbon as well? Yes. I've got a few bourbon behind me, as a matter of fact. Rising price of craft beer pushed me into drinking bourbon this year. Any thoughts on that? It always depends where you're at, I guess, with the craft beer and stuff. I've actually seen some pretty decent prices still on it, but the bourbon side of things is nice an investment to actually learn about some of those. And being in Kentucky, we have the bourbon state. We have a lot of bourbon. Todd's right across from Kentucky and Indiana, so we see a lot of the bourbon. We get a lot of the bourbon. But the craft beer prices haven't really thrown me off too much.
I was going to say, I haven't noticed them really rising or going, any big, huge spikes or anything in it.
I think it depends on what breweries you're looking at. Some tend to be a little higher than some of the others, but for the most part, they're still around. I've seen some for $7.99 a 6-pack up to, your usual at the highest level for a 6-pack, maybe $14, $15.99 or something. But a lot of times now they're using the 4-pack 16-ounce cans around there as well. So, and it depends. You got to remember for some of the stuff for the beer, for the craft beer, it costs more. So if you look at something like, say, an Urban Artifact, where you do a lot of fruit beers, the fruit costs cause them to have higher product that you have to pay for. So that's just a part of it there. If you're making just a straight, stout, IPA, something along those lines, you're going to probably be down around that $9.99, $8.99 type thing. But when you're getting into some of these sour type IPAs or Berliners and things like that, because there has been rising prices from different crops for fruit and stuff as well, you are going to pay up for it. So I think you just have to be able to look and compare. I'm fortunate because I have a lot of good places here, which I have places with some good deals that seem to always go well. Which reminds me, Trader Joe's opened up this past weekend. So I went over there, checked out what they had. Little small selection on the beer right now, but see what they're going to do. But again, you can go there and get any beer you want. You just take it right off the 6-pack thing and make your own beer selections, which is nice, and they don't upcharge for it. And I didn't realize that Trader Joe's has their own whiskey under their name too now.
Oh, really?
It was like a whiskey bottle. It was like $14.99. I didn't recognize the name who distilled it, but just like you would get at Kirkland's with Costco and some of these other places, they have that now too.
Yeah, I was gonna say Costco has their own, and what is it? It's like $19.99, but I think it's let me see make sure I get this right. I took a picture.
Trader Joe's is a madhouse too, by the way.
George, it's supposed to be George Dickel bourbon is what it's supposed to be.
Oh, George Dickel's good.
Yeah, but it's under the Kirkland label for $19.99. I'm like,
yeah,
how did you go wrong with that? That seems like a steal.
Well, that's like Trader Joe's. They'll put like a Unibrew beer on their anniversary thing, and it's like $7.99 for like a 25-ounce bottle. But if you buy the Unibrew separate, it's going to definitely cost you more with the Unibrew name out there. So
right. I think our Trader Joe's here, well, I'll say here, but over in Louisville it doesn't have a huge selection either. At least the last time I was in there, it didn't have a huge selection.
I think it all depends, but I will say the one, because we were talking about this before, how they would do it. So you go into the main Trader Joe's, and then you make a right in the entrance, and then you go right to the liquor store. So
right.
They're set up like a Costco in that regard.
Right. Yeah.
But they had the wine, they had the beer, and they had the spirits all just off to the side and like that. But the beer was the smallest part right now. But again, they just opened last Friday, so give them some time, see what they end up doing. The one up in Kenwood, northern Cincinnati, they have a smaller thing, but they usually get a good amount of stuff in there as well. So,
but I have seen like a lot of speculations of different, some of the different breweries that were brewing beers for Trader Joe.
Yeah.
Kind of like, let's see, who was it? I don't know. Is it Speedway Stout? Who does the Speedway Stout?
Speedway Stout is AleSmith.
Oh yeah, like I think they were supposedly maybe speculation to do some of the beers for them, but I don't know. You know, I don't know. Firestone, I think maybe was one of the names they were throwing around at one point, but I don't know if that's true. I don't know that they've had any can say for sure.
If I see that with a Trader Joe's, I am locking it up, son. Fill the cart because it's going to be cheap and it's going to be good.
Yes. No kidding. The Speedway stuff is good.
This is said 280-pound bags of concrete mixed thick. They hand filled the two forms, 1,100 square feet to cover. Wow, that's bigger than some people's houses. Woo. 10 firms across by over 20 forms down. That's some work right there.
Dang, no kidding.
Lead people's clothing choices for Olympics and Hecalones. They had them in any Saudi Arabia. Mostly all the women would be in full burqas. Yeah, that's the thing. It's kind of like it's like the women are like, they see right through it. They're like, you want us to be out here like sex objects type thing, but we're not comfortable playing it. They're not comfortable from playing in it, I think, just from the standpoint of competing in the sport. They would rather be more comfortable in the shorts and, tank top or like that. But they're like, oh, it's the IAC rules or whoever's running the federation rules. And it's like, yeah. But it was just so funny because they did the perfect way they trolled back. They did a side-by-side picture with the guys' team. And the guys had what they wanted to wear. Like, they had tank top in their, shorts to their knees. And that's what the women wanted to wear. So it's like, here we are with our cut off.
Double-edged sword there.
Yeah, that was a perfect troll move on their part. Oh, someone rolling a body in a carpet? Was there a body in the carpet? Was that like a reflection you saw on top window or something? A little Goodfellas put somebody in the trunk? Oh, bourbons, moonshines, whiskey, vodka, and a few other types. Something I am buying from Iceland. Very nice. And heavy metal plastic works much better. If you use heavy metal plastic shrink wrap, you have it already packed up with a hairdryer. Yes, military base at 7 for 4. Okay, that's what I thought it was. Can't beat base sales. No, and guess what? You guys definitely deserve to have some good
I was going to say, yeah.
Service. Yeah, I'm glad you guys get discounted like that.
Should, for sure.
Got vaccine with my several doctors. It's best to get it. Yeah. Well, yeah, with your underlying conditions, definitely had to make sure to be able to get it then. But now we're getting inundated on TV with all these stories of people that, didn't get it, but now they're sick, and now they're I wish I would have got it type thing. And it's just like, I don't know. It's like you were told it was out there, the information was out there. It's kind of a tough type feel thing for me there.
Oh, speaking of that, if I send you something, can you post it up on the since you're talking about COVID? I was just gonna send you this little. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I don't know how fast it'll come to you, but
Gilbert said, "Come with the TQ would have been $18 more if you had a TQ glass on that deal." Yeah, that's true. A TQ with that one, he'd have been paying $36.
True. Okay, I just sent it to you.
Where did you send it to?
I just sent it to the messenger.
Okay.
Wait, we always text back and forth.
All right.
Since you were talking COVID, I thought, this might be a good point. You could put that on the screen.
I need to drive to Pennsylvania for the 13 knots moonshine and a 95% ABV version. Well, there you go. That'll be a version to enjoy. All right, let me see. See if I can pull this up.
It was just showing comparisons of vaccinated and non-vaccinated with the spikes that are occurring right now.
All right. Oops, what to share? Come on. Oh, wait a minute. I got to
I saw a friend of mine post this on Facebook earlier, and I was like, I want to
interesting.
Screenshot that.
All right, so it's not going to do it that way. So let me open it up and I'll share it that way.
I'm not sure where he got the info from, but I thought it was still pretty good. Probably pretty close.
Yeah. There we go. So this is here, and as you blow it up, if I can blow it up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just there we go. Indiana hospitalizations and deaths by vax status since January. Yeah, so not vaccinated is taking up the majority of stuff. It was like 99.7% or something across the country that the people were hospitalized were unvaccinated.
Right. I think that one was 97. Of course, the ones on the left with the big bars are the non-vaccinated.
Well, this is just Indiana.
This is Indiana, yeah.
Yeah. The case.
But I mean, you just figure you take that kind of as a standard across
from that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Obviously, some's going to be less, some might be more, but you know.
Yeah. Well, it's like I had a friend that was saying, well, you know, they're posting a thing and it's like on Facebook, like, well, if the vaccine's supposed to be so good, how are these people that were dying? It was like a thing out of Massachusetts or whatever that people were vaccinating guys. Well, the vaccine had never said you couldn't die from COVID. The vaccine was always saying that you were less likely to have to go in the hospital or something from it, but it's not 100%. So
this is like the flu vaccine.
Right.
Like you still get the flu. It just lessens the blow of what you're going to get from it. You know?
Right. And when they looked in the number of the people that were part of that 77, some of them did have some ailments and stuff like that as well. So nothing is 100% there, but your probability of it being affecting you is definitely less. But there's so much stuff happening out there right now. I mean, I think, you know, Joe Biden was here last night speaking, and he made a couple of mistakes when he was talking about that, like saying, well, if you get the vaccine, you're not going to get COVID. And they had to correct him today. Like, that's not what it means. Like, you can still get COVID. You're just not going to probably feel it, or it's not going to put you in the hospital. So
right.
They had to go back and correct him on that as well. And it's like, yeah, nothing is 100% safe. I mean, you could put on a Trojan, doesn't mean she still won't get pregnant from you. That's right. Not 100% either. So, but you know what? You put it on anyway.
Just to be,
right. Maybe they should do like the Trojan in the shot analogy. Maybe more people would do it then. You know, they look around, they see they got like 8 kids or something. Like, yeah, I should have worn that Trojan. Maybe I better get the shot. Oh, this is the 4-pack double IPAs and triple IPAs are started in the 20s, and I completely agree that it's because of the cost of brew, but the value shift to bourbon value being cheaper. Buzz, I can hear you there as well. What I wonder what breweries and stuff you're looking at, or where you're actually at, just a name, just because there are some markets where it is more costly for beers. You know, I know, like, if you're up in Michigan, you pay a lot of your beer tax and stuff like that, and that drives prices. There's some places up in the Northeast as well, and out west, Colorado, and some spots. So I have not had a lot of that price hitting me here, where I'm like in the Kentucky, Cincinnati area. You know, I'll get like a 4-pack of double IPAs. If it's one of our top breweries or stuff like that, even, you're probably around 13. I've seen 14 for stuff. Some of the triple IPAs can still be in that area. What's like the one that Steve Austin did, the Broken Broken Barrel IPA, whatever, Steve Austin's beer. I haven't actually got it yet, but I've seen that one here. It's $12.99 for a 4-pack of that. So
yeah,
it all depends on what you get.
Or on the flip side, you take like 450 North, selling a 4-pack of slushies for $22 for a 4-pack.
And you don't even know what the ABV is on those.
Yeah,
you're hoping.
You're hoping that they're 5% now.
Somebody actually made a comment like that. They don't even put the ABV on the cans now. I guess I haven't seen it in a while. Yeah,
they don't do that, but they do have Sun King does all their analysis for them, and they put it out right after the release every time.
Yeah.
And I think the lowest I've seen is so far is not even. It's been every one of them has been above 5%.
Yeah.
But they range in between 5 to 6, 6.5, maybe for the slushy variants.
Yeah.
But anyway, but still some of the shit. What are some of the ones that are like 3.2% that you buy at the liquor store?
Oh, you get like
kind of what is?
Well, you're thinking of you're thinking of Lambics.
The Lambics, yeah, like some of the Lambics.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay high dollar for those.
Yeah, and that's all into the way it's actually created and the flavor of it. And
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of where I was going with it. Like you said, it depends on the style you're getting, what goes into it. Obviously, you're more, the more that go, even some of your stouts got more of the adjuncts that go into it. It's going to drive the price up because, obviously you've got to cover your costs of, the stuff you're putting into it. So.
And where you're at, like I said, because taxes as well, or the higher cost of living and stuff. So, yeah. If you can vaccine shot, go get the shot of Able. I make shots and other than the swollen heart. I'm fine. Gilbert said, yeah, I mean, I think if you get it in there, you're good. I mean, I got both of mine with the Pfizer when I got it, so. Trader Joe's has a shelf, stable, heavy whipping cream in the cart. It's handy stuff. Did not know. I rarely ever shop for anything else at Trader Joe's besides looking at their beer, which in Ohio, they only had the beer and the wine. So it's kind of nice. In Kentucky, we get the whiskeys and stuff too. And of course, they also have name brand stuff there as well, like the top distilleries and stuff like that, which makes it nice. Just an ear started to hear that. I've heard about the heart effects with shots, but not tied to specific farms. I think Gilbert, you got to watch out with Gilbert just because Gilbert put stuff out there. So that was kind of like a joke he was making there with the swollen heart, I believe. He's never told us he had a swollen heart. That's why I'm kind of skeptical on it.
Right? You never can tell.
And so he made the 5G comment earlier. And see, I made 2 pounds of butter from fresh every cream 2 days ago. That will be used for this weekend's bacons. Well, I gotta catch up with your Instagram because I know you put some pictures out there as well. So if y'all haven't seen Vanessa on Instagram, Vanessa and Kitty, she puts some good stuff on the stuff she creates and makes. So check her out on Instagram.
So Vanessa, out of that, do you just whip the cream until do you add anything to it? Also, I've seen people do that, but I'm not sure how to make the butter out of like heavy whipping cream.
And do you play Devo while you're doing it?
Now you should.
That'd be an awesome scene there, yeah. See Gilbert just messing around. He's like, yeah, you got me. Yeah. You'll get to know Gilbert. CB said, out making chocolate milk. There you go. Nice chocolate milk. I'm trying to think, I haven't had chocolate milk in a long time. Damn right, just I'm a clown. Yeah. Most Erics are Eric Gilbert. So you're already getting to know him even a little bit more. The COVID is far.
That is kind of true.
Over. Yeah. Yeah, well, the Erics that we all know kind of are all clownish, aren't they?
I know a lot of Erics, and they all seem to be kind of clowns, to be honest with you. Must be a trait for the name, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to have some more peaking in certain areas and stuff, so it'll be interesting to see. I have to go up to Jersey here in August. I'm hoping if they start shutting stuff down or getting crazy, it's after that point. So, because I didn't get to the one time I said, I'm not going to get the travel insurance because I know I'm going to be going because I haven't been home for like so long. But then it's like, oh, don't start messing with me. You cancel this thing. I did not make it this far in life. by not seeing docs or not taking available vaccines. Right. So, and that's like the one thing that was basically, in the talk that Biden did last night. With this type of thing, they've been working on this for a number of years. So it wasn't like it was all instant, like people were thinking it just popped up in the middle of the night or something.
Right.
They pulled from other stuff they had from like 20 years going back. So it was kind of like plugging other stuff in. So,
well, I found it funny now that all of a sudden Mitch McConnell's on bandwagon, like, you need to get vaccinated.
Well, yeah, everybody
all of a sudden.
It's like funny because CNN for a while was saying it for however long, right? And Fox was denying. Now everybody on Fox is now saying it as well. They're like, what's going on? What happened to the flip? Who flipped it? Like,
Yeah. Went to bed, woke up next morning, all of a sudden now you need to get shots before. Yeah. Like, I went to bed all of a sudden, you're like, no, that's okay. You don't need, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
And I'm thinking, this is just my opinion. I'm thinking it's because all these guys that were against it were from these states that they're starting to really get hit right now, because a lot of those states are the ones that don't have vaccinated. They're seeing their people that usually vote for them are going into the hospital. Like, they're starting to say, well, I thought this wasn't anything, and you guys didn't say anything. Like, they're afraid they may lose constituents, is my opinion, is what's causing them to have to flip it.
I can't disagree with that.
Yeah, because it's like all of a sudden, like, come out like Tuesday, everybody's all like, even like Sean Hannity was saying to do it. Like, Sean Hannity's been like on the other side of the fence for the longest time. So I don't know. It's just weird. It's sad that it becomes a political type situation, but I just feel like that's what the part of it is.
No, it totally is. It has been from day one.
Yeah, it should be just
all the way back to this, last year when at the very beginning it was always political.
Well, I remember when it was like saying it was a conspiracy here or whatever, not to help Trump get elected, but I'm like, that the whole world being in a conspiracy, because the whole world's dealing with
that was my thing. It's like, it's not just in the U.S., it's like the whole world.
The whole world
is dealing with this thing. Like, why is it if it's just a political thing in the United States, why is everybody else suffering from it too? Like, It didn't even make, like, I was like, that totally debunks the whole thing right there, in my opinion. Like, it doesn't even make no sense.
That's what you say. Okay, I'm done talking with you. You walk away. North Texas, cool. My in-laws actually are down in Fort Worth, like Turning Point and Celestial Beer Works, crank out phenomenal IPAs because you'll pay for it. I don't know if you're near that Fort Worth or Carrollton area. I went to Three Nations, and they actually had some pretty good beers when I was down there a couple years ago. My wife actually went there earlier this year, but I didn't go down with her. But they got some decent beers around that area. Everything is more expensive in Connecticut. Well, I don't know if you saw earlier or not, Vanessa, you guys are going to be getting a tax cut for your beer. So the state tax in Connecticut is going down by 16.7% in 2023. So you'll be spending a little bit less on beer. What's we had at Trader Joe's? Just Kroger's. Yeah, we got Kroger's, we got Trader Joe's. I never go over there as much now, but we do have Whole Foods as well, which isn't too far from us. It's just on the Cincinnati side, which actually, driving to Cincinnati now with the way bridges are under construction, it's a pain in the ass. It's almost like you're driving into Beirut or some other type of foreign city. Just
getting around Cincinnati kind of sucks. It does.
Which people were pissed yesterday because Biden came in and it was during the Reds game. It was during the Reds game, and FC Cincinnati was playing as well. So when the president comes in, and for those of you who haven't had a president come to your town before, because we've had
everything shuts down.
Yeah, we've had it when Bush came in, Trump came in, Obama came. They shut everything down. From the time they landed at the airport, they shut off parts of the highway so the president can drive there. Then when they get to town, they shut off all kinds of things, and it's just like a big mess. So we have one of our bridges actually under construction in Cincinnati and Kentucky side. The airport's over in Kentucky. Well, one bridge is out. It causes a massive congestion here. Like, they wanted to have the Olympics here before, or the World Cup. And I'm like, there's no way. There's no way you could bring people from the world to this area. It would just be total chaos.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so I was glad when they lost that bid. But Trader Joe's is nice. I like Trader Joe's. I tell you what, peanut butter cups. I'm a big connoisseur of peanut butter cups. Best peanut butter cups I've ever had at Trader Joe's.
I've heard that. But I've also heard that like Trader Joe's and Aldi are like basically sister, like the brothers. One brother owns one and then one brother owns the other, and they're basically very similar products, as different branding.
I think so. I think it's like McKellar and Evil Twin, where they're like brothers as well. So
But I feel like everybody always looks at Trader Joe's better just because it seems like a ritzier. I say ritzy because it's not really expensive either. But
I think a lot of people look at like a hippie type thing or something.
Yeah.
So,
I always feel like it's kind of like a Target to Walmart. Like Walmart and Aldi would be the same Target, and Trader Joe's would be the same. You know what I mean? Kind of like different class go to the different stores or something. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I might just be in my head. I've not been to Trader Joe's enough to really say one way or the other. I'm kind of like you. I just go into like where they sell the beer and stuff, and then I go.
I would say Trader Joe's is on a higher. I have Aldi here as well, but Trader Joe's I would say is definitely on a higher level than Aldi. But Aldi's kind of like Aldi's like a European type feel when you go in there as well. So like they have all their products, like the vegetables and fruits are all fresh, like no pesticides, all that kind of stuff, just like they do in Europe, because that's where the chain is out of.
Right, yeah.
You get some of the other type stuff they have there. So, but the prices, you get good prices there. I just don't know how people can do fully grocery shopping there because it's like not a big store. Any of the ones I've been to have not really been that big, but
no, you can't do all your shopping there.
Yeah, well, I know some people. That's where they go. They spend most of their time doing all the shopping. It's like I don't know how, but and they have a family of like 4 people or something. It's like that's crazy. Let me see here. Big Days at Hot Butcher 4-packs average $15.99 in Chicago. Triples are $18 to $19.99. Well, you know what? With Hot Butcher, I wouldn't be surprised because their product is so solid. And again, you're in Chicago as well, so I wouldn't be surprised with that price kicking up there. I've never actually been able to buy them because we don't really get them here. So luckily, I've been getting them from them to check out and stuff. So
I would think that $13.99 to $15.99 is probably your average price for a 4-pack of a good craft beer. I would think. Wouldn't you think?
Well,
like that'd be a good kind of.
I mean, here $14.99 is usually around the top level of some of the stuff. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if something goes to $15.99 now.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying you can't get the $9.99s or $11.99s, but I mean, like on an average, if you had to like throw all the craft beer together, like between the $13 to $16 range or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I would think that would be the average-ish price for a 4-pack.
Yeah. But the thing that Hot Butcher has done, because it's kind of like they pretty much their strategy. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if this was their full strategy or not, but you'll see like I'll get Hot Butcher or No Hype gets or Joe gets or all these different people, Massive, and all these different people that get the Hot Butcher beers are on these YouTube things. We end up basically doing their marketing. Like they don't have to pay somebody to do marketing as much.
Oh yeah.
And they're not paying benefits for a person. They're like, well, just send them out to the people on YouTube that have them. They can share the details, and that helps to drive the curiosity and people wanting to check out their beers. I mean,
and you're getting it across country.
You're getting across country.
Or across seas, or yeah.
And then people be waiting for them to expand and stuff. So, you know, they kind of they went more the influencer marketing type route, I think.
I mean, really, in those regards, it's genius on their part.
Yeah.
If that's the meaning behind of sending them out to everybody, which I would think at this point that's probably what it is. I would assume.
I think it is. I think what they're doing there, that's kind of their goal to kind of do it that way. Put them in the hands of people that drink beers, that people like to watch drink beers or talk about beer or know about beer, and then have that grow there and stuff. So I think it's worked out well so far. I mean, they just took over a spot now. They took over the old half-acre spot in Chicago. So I'm looking forward to when I get up there and actually visit in the brewery, hopefully within the next year or so.
Stuff's really good.
We got word that a high-ranked customer of ours at work was all this fake and shit, and now is ICU with a lung bypass. I joke and everything, but I know this is nasty. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. And people are finding out. So the last couple of nights, every time on the news, they keep showing people that are like family members of people, and a couple of times it's been the people themselves with regret, like wish they had taken a shot, and they're kind of like doubting, and they're like, why didn't you take it? And it's like, well, I didn't think it was this or that, or other people were saying, it's like, dude, do not, as much as I do social media, don't get the news from just on social media. You got to actually watch the news. You got to actually
right.
It's like, just because it's on Facebook or on Instagram, do your own research and stuff. It's like when I post stuff on there, I do research behind it, check things out. It's sad because some people just said they get their main news source just from Facebook or just from Twitter. And it's like, so are you getting opinions, or are you actually getting like actual news? Like, are you getting like abc.com, or is it something where Joe down the street type thing? You got to put the research in. And unfortunately, this is catching up people. And now they had one of the nurses talking earlier, and one of the patients that actually did get through it. And they were asking them earlier, like, what was it like when they were talking to you about like you might not survive this, or what it said? And then that's what they said. Like, you need to start making plans for your wife and daughter because you might not be going home to see them anymore. And it's just like, and easily could have been avoided. He had no underlying conditions, they said, but he said if he just went ahead and got the shots, he probably wouldn't be in the position he was in. Probability is that he wouldn't be. So yeah.
My thought about the whole thing was, I was tired of living the way it was. Like, what do I got to lose at this point? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe in 5 years if the effects are bad, like,
yeah,
there's probably a good chance you probably could have died between now and those 5 years that come up. So, like, what do you got? You know, almost kind of like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So, I'll take my chance. And like you said, it's not like they just rolled it out in 6 months. It was like, just started working on it and be like, here you go. I mean, they've been on this thing for a long time, I think.
Yeah. I mean, there's research.
I don't think the FDA would have allowed it to come out just like, maybe it's not done the extensive testing and years of, you know, see what's going to happen in a few years, whatever. You know, there's probably going to be some shit that might come out of it, but there might not.
The whole thing with emergency testing or emergency approval is that you run the course of the test, but let's say you ran 70% of what's actually supposed to be tested, and you got the marks done to say, with the probability, this is going to be what happens 95, 96%, whatever that number percent of time is.
Right.
They say, okay, well, based on what we know to be the science behind it or what it may be, we'll go ahead and give it emergency approval while we're still finishing the rest of the 30% of testing. So emergency approval is just cutting it short because there's enough there to make the belief that we're going to be in pretty much good shape. And then when it finishes running the full gamut, we'll release the whole 100% out and then get everything fully approved. So that's why you have the emergency approved situation. But I think a lot of people just don't get that or don't fully understand it, or there's so much misinformation out there. But I got a friend I work with. He's like, well, he's like, I think I already had it. But if I get it, I'm not worried about it. I was like, dude, you got like a wife, you got like 2 kids, and I'm just like, yeah. So yeah. But at a point, people have to make their own decision, and you got to go from there. Just they said we have a Trader Joe's, but no liquor there. They can't sell their own Trader Joe's beer brands. Gotta love the TABC, Texas Alcohol Beverage Convention. Yeah, depends on your states. Your state's got all the alcohol, and Texas is one of those states too, where it's kind of like still has some of those other restrictive type laws. Although they've gotten loose down there in Texas, I think. But yeah, well, even where Todd's at in Indiana, it was only one like a couple of years ago where you guys could sell on Sunday. Yeah. So
I think maybe 4 years ago now. I think it was.
Yes. Whipped cream until the liquid comes out. All that yellow stuff is that. Wait, we talking about whipped cream? What are we talking about here? All that yellow stuff is butter. Drain the flour sack and close squeeze it into ball. That's funny because when it started out there, it's like, are we talking about the whipped cream or are we talking about something else here? Good thing Erie's not here. Erie would have field day with that one. I say that about Eric's being clumsy because my name is Eric too. LOL. Is it really? That's just names another Eric. Yeah, we know a few Erics for sure.
Just another one to throw in the bunch.
Eric is a solid handle. There you go. Well, at least it's Eric and not Rick, because everybody be calling you Rick like The Walking Dead. Like, Rick. Which that comes back August 2nd. And yes, I am in for the final haul.
Is it the final season?
Dead. The final is coming up. And the Sunday after the Sunday. I'll finish it for the 10th punch on the card for the free sub, and then I'm done with The Walking Dead. I don't watch the other series. I just want to get this one done and out the way.
Yeah, I was trying to get that one done, and if I was like, screw it, I'm not even watching no more. I'm done. Which
now the wife activated Disney Plus, So I forgot about it, but I can actually go back and watch Captain America and the Winter Soldier, or Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
You can watch all of them on there.
Loki and Wanda, so I can watch all of those now, and the Mandalorian, which I've never seen. So
you gotta watch that one.
So
but you're not big on Star Wars, though, are you?
I'm not big on Star Wars. Everybody keeps telling me I gotta watch Mandalorian.
Mandalorian is good. Whether you like it or not, it's a good series.
I was told it's kind of like a sci-fi Western feel, which I like Westerns and stuff like that. So that'd be interesting. Plus, I know it's not. I guess the guy is not Boba Fett, but Boba Fett was one of my favorite characters from Star Wars. So being a bounty hunter,
he's a bounty hunter. So yeah.
So
I really don't need to know a lot about Star Wars. I mean, because there's not a lot of characters ish from Star Wars. I mean, it probably would help if you kind of followed it and saw the movies and everything. You would kind of know who some of the guys were, but it's not like that big of a story to the
I don't know
main story.
I don't know when I'm going to get it in though, because the Mayans will be coming back. Yellowstone will be coming back. That comes back like September, I think. So it's like I tell you what, I got taken in by the Gangs of London. I can't wait to see that come back next year. So.
I heard that was good. I've got to finish the Mayans. I didn't even finish the second season of Mayans.
Yeah, the Mayans has been definitely picked up. That's pretty good too. What else said is salt just before you hit the phase change at the seeing the liquid come out phase right toward the end. The change when it happens goes fast. Stop it, includes salt, then finish mixing.
To make butter.
Yeah, to make the butter.
So you just add salt, that's it?
Yeah. 2 quarts usually give 3 or 4 pounds about. Well, you know what? Like there's like unsalted and salted butter. Like we get butter.
Yeah.
I like the salted. I mean, so yeah. I'm expecting another shot by December. Well, we're in July. I would say I would expect booster shots. I'm thinking the first ones come out probably by September, October. Is what I'm thinking. Because I think people were getting second shots around March. And I'm betting probably September, October, they'll start having a booster. Now, there was one company looking to develop it in a pill form. So you may not have to get a shot if they can actually get that pulled off. You just take a pill to do it. But
I thought that was still the whole thing of getting another shot was, or, having to have another shot was up in the air anyway.
There was talk about it happening before just because they didn't know how long it would actually last. They don't expect the COVID thing to go away. It may die down, but I don't think it's ever going to possibly go away. But now, because so many people are unvaccinated and the mutations taking place, it's actually accelerated. It looks like a booster will be needed at some point. That's what they're saying.
Oh, yeah.
Because every time, that's the whole thing with the variants, they mutate off of people they come in contact with. So they start to take on different things to try to fight so it can survive and affect other people again. So that's why you're having a few of these breakthrough type things as well with the Delta variant.
Yeah, it kind of goes with the flu shot because there's so many variants of the flu. They just kind of guess each year what might be the more dominant strain that year.
Yeah,
there's been years where they've been off, and it's not even that strain at all. And it's like it still helps. I mean, it still helps. You know what I mean? Like you're not somebody that has never had the flu shot's not gonna, would be more severe than if you had the flu shot. Kind of with COVID, same with COVID. Like you don't know how many strands this thing might end up having, but having some defense is better than none.
Yeah, COVID is like babies, kids. Don't die, just multiply.
Yeah. We don't die, we just multiply.
Oh, yeah. Yes, the other taxes going higher. Well, depending, you have other taxes, but that's just on the state level with the beer tax. But, as far as some of the federal type stuff, it depends where you're at and depending on what you're doing, depending where you earn. There's there's been a lot of corporate loopholes over the years, so no problem with that. And, one thing that was interesting I saw from part of what Biden said yesterday was like, at no point in the country has there ever been like the middle wage earners were doing better than the upper echelon. So even when they were paying high taxes back under other presidents back in the 60s, 50s, 70s, where they were like paying like 70% or something, they still did very well for themselves. I was surprised how Trader Joe's is owned by Aldi's. Oh, those Germans. Yeah, so that's where their brother probably is there as well. So, yeah. They put a new bridge on 64 heading to Charleston, going to 6 lanes parking lot now. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
So when we used to go to Charleston, 64 is what we come in on. That was always kind of a crazy type road, but I'm glad they're doing some stuff with the bridge and everything. We need a new bridge in Cincinnati. That's why everybody's like trying to get this whole Brent Spence bridge, which Todd's been over that one. And some people won't even drive over it because it just freaks them out and stuff.
Talking about just to replace it?
Yeah, they want to replace it and stuff too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would say you guys don't need another bridge. Y'all got like 45 bridges as it is.
Honestly, we could use probably another one.
You probably could.
Years ago, I said what they should have is some type of rail system because that would be the easiest thing to try to run some stuff like that. They put in like this the little trolley type thing in the Cincinnati side, whatever you want to call it, a streetcar. I'm like, there should be a rail system that has always, because Cincinnati's kind of spread out, as you know, in northern Kentucky.
Yeah, it is.
You have
really
different
is.
spots at different areas, kind of like Chicago. Have like stations in different areas. People can take that rail in, and that's going to alleviate some of the traffic. But as a culture, we all like our cars. So we don't like the public transit unless it's like a must be. And that's how most people are. That they want to have their own bubble with the car. Like that's what makes Europe such a different place when you see that. People have just taken in the whole transit type thing and they're comfortable doing that kind of stuff. And it's like, if we did something like that here, I think it would help to actually alleviate a lot of things.
I remember about 4 or 5 years ago, we went to see a concert there at Riverbend, and we stayed on the Kentucky side.
Mm-hmm.
We went back and forth, went to Rheingeist and whatever, but every time we crossed the river, we definitely went across a different bridge.
Yeah.
I remember across I was like, how many fucking bridges are in this, how many bridges does this city need? Like it's, I mean, of course, it's, as far as you go down to the Riverbend or whatever side, is it Riverbend? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Riverbend. Yeah.
Yeah, Riverbend. Like, as you go down that way, there's so many bridges between like from the main bridge, like by the stadiums, all the way down to Riverbend. It's like, I don't know, 10 bridges. I'm not sure. There's probably not that many, but it felt like every single time it was like, I'm pretty sure this is a different bridge. Like I don't even know where I'm at right now.
Yeah, it's an interesting layout on how they did Cincinnati.
It is definitely interesting for sure.
And like you said, only like one bridge is under repair right now, and it's called So Much Mayhem. So you think there's a lot of bridges here, but it only takes one bridge to be out, and people are like up in arms, like screwed, like how they're trying to get around the places and stuff. So.
Oh no, we were down. We were there last year. When was the main bridge that was? Was there a big wreck or something and shut it down for weeks?
It got shut down in the fall of last year with the fire on the bridge.
Yeah. So
cars, yeah.
So that was when I stopped by your house and dropped off those beers.
Yeah.
So coming back, it took us an hour and a half to get from downtown Cincinnati to cross the bridge.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. Like, you might want to go this way or that way because
I should have totally should have went like back towards Jungle Gyms because it would have totally been way around. And I was like, we'll go towards downtown. And all of a sudden, it's like, surely you gotta get off here. We was in downtown just sitting in traffic for an hour and a half. I was like, what is going on? I was like, this sucks.
Yeah, you got to learn the back roads around this area because something happens. And there's always like every few weeks like wrecks on the bridge. I'm surprised because usually every like month or so there's like a truck wreck on 75 because a truck will come down the hill too fast and they'll end up wrecking. So no matter how many signs we put out there, no matter how many things say to, what kind of grade it is and all that stuff, a truck will always do something stupid there. And it's like the road shut down. So let me see here. Listen, I just get the heavy cream there. Well, depending on where your Trader Joe's, but do they have beer and alcohol at your Trader Joe's there, Vanessa? And if you like the peanut butter cups, I would definitely recommend them.
I know. We go to Aldi every now and again, and their chocolates there are really good.
I never got the chocolate there. That's pretty good.
Like their chocolate bars, they're freaking huge, and they're like $1 and some change. I was like, these are really good. Caramels or salted, whatever.
Well, you know what Aldi has that I really like? And I've liked them ever since like a kid. They have the blue tin cookies. You know what I'm talking about? Like the blue tin, it's the cookies in the white little.
Oh, yeah. Like buttercream cookies or whatever.
I always loved it. Like, you can get these all the time now at Aldi. So.
Oh, and another thing you can get at Aldi? You can get Girl Scout cookies at Aldi. It's not Girl Scout cookies, but it's their brand, and they're like $1 whatever for a whole pack of them. Like, These are the exact same thing. Like, I'm pretty sure you can't be doing this.
Well, it's funny now because you could get them there, but you could also get them at Kroger, or at least our Kroger now. You can get the Delta cookies. The cookies like on the Delta Airlines.
Oh.
So you can get those.
Really?
You can buy those here, like at Kroger and Aldi as well. But it's kind of like you have, like, it doesn't feel the same. Like, it feels better when you're like at 30,000 feet on the airplane than you can just have them anytime. So I always get them. I just say with my Delta flights, which kind of interesting. What did you think of the whole rocket race taking place right now with Bezos now going up after Branson went up? And
I don't know. I like the one that looked like a big penis shooting up in the sky.
It makes you think like, if there was a billionaire that was going to be a dickhead, it makes you feel like that would be Jeff Bezos.
You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok.
Branson's cool, but like Bezos, you kind of see that be the case.
I saw a TikTok today, and it was showing his rocket getting ready to take off, and all of a sudden it was showing Austin Powers where they're looking in the sky with the different. They're going, it looks like a huge, and it goes to the next thing or whatever. Yeah. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Oh man, Gilbert said there's a Whole Foods in the east side area of Toledo, but his long trip at Philwood plaid wearing hipsters. Yeah, well, that's what happens. But yeah, Whole Foods, like some people call it whole check because they actually will run up some stuff on you there.
Yeah, I guess I get the whole like organic thing or whatever, but I always felt Whole Foods is way, 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 way overpriced.
Yeah.
Like they're definitely taking advantage of people.
Although at least with our Whole Foods, we can get like beer there, like on pint serve and stuff. So they got a pretty decent like salad bar and food area where you can actually go there for a lunch, have a beer, and like some type of lasagna, whatever type dish they have there, which is pretty awesome. But they soak you on stuff for sure.
Oh yeah.
So Rod, thank you for encouraging people to find the real news on their own instead of relying on the headline. It takes some work though, and so many people leave it. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you have to do the research. You have to do stuff. Like people will post like memes or they'll post a thing and be like, did you read the whole article? And it's amazing. Like I've even posted stuff and people will say stuff and it's like asking me what happened. It's like, read the piece. Like why, if you're going to comment on something, why don't you read it before you comment? I don't know why people have trouble just getting the facts and doing stuff. Maybe it's because some people become lazy in society.
Well, I was going to say it's laziness. It's laziness.
Or like the attention deficit disorder where people want stuff right there, but it's like...
Well, it's probably a combination of both.
Yeah, but it's like, do the research,
Like, well, I look it up, somebody else has already done it. Right or wrong, somebody already did it, so I'll just go with that. I'll just go with that.
It was just like stuff when people find out stuff and it's like, well, did you do anything to follow up? Did you do anything else besides, I just went with what I saw there. I didn't know that was wrong. Yeah, well. Most all cases now are in the hospital. The Delta variant, Mass just published that they have had 5,000 of breakthrough infections and vaccinated. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about earlier. So there was like 70 people that had died from it that had been vaccinated, but with them, they did find some had like the underlying type stuff. But again, that's part of the mutation. That's why people are saying, well, if people are dying when they're vaccinated, then why go and get the shot? You're missing the point. Like you get vaccinated, you have less chance of actually dying unless it happening. It's not 100%.
Right.
The percentage is a lot lower if you actually have the shot.
Right.
Yeah. So, if you want to roll the dice, but there's a reason why people are getting them. And you're going to have issues where things do pop up. See here. Big Daddy said, by the way, nice hot butcher commercial. Yeah. I guess I just did do a commercial, not even trying to do a commercial, but yeah. That's why they sent them to us, so we talk about them, I guess.
Yeah, Shannon had let's see, when was it? Over the weekend, I guess. One of her patients come back with COVID. Her husband went out or something. Did they go out or something? Is that what the deal was? So they went out with some family and they come back. So they did they always test in every week and they come back. She came back positive. He came back negative, and they were together. They both have had the vaccine. So I was just asking her because we were talking about it. how she was doing. She was like, oh, she's got maybe a little runny nose.
Yeah.
And other than that, she's pretty much okay for the most part. So it's like, she had the vaccine, but she did get it, but it's not been anything. And how old is she? Probably in her 80s.
Yeah.
Yes, in her 80s.
She's not running a fever. She's not coughing.
Yeah, so she's never had any like fever or cough or anything. Really. She said, yeah, basically, she just kind of had.
Probably wouldn't have even known she had it if we didn't test her. You know, like.
Yeah, she said they probably wouldn't even known that she had it if they didn't test it. So
yeah, we would never even.
But on the flip side, like we were saying, if she didn't have the shot, who knows what might have? Yeah, who knows what could have happened, being that she's 80 plus years old or whatever. You know,
I mean, my
might have killed her. Who knows? You know.
Well, my neighbor's dad, he died from it when he had gotten it, but that was like back in March before they could even. They were just getting a grasp on a lot of this stuff. Well, that was last year. That was like last year, like following like June after getting it in March or something. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I would think the advantages of having it, even though you don't know, is far greater than just not doing it at all.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a reason for them out there. Now, but it says take heavy cream, start whipping with mixer. Just keep whipping until you see volume increase. Keep mixing. Volume begins to decrease. Mixing feels heavier. Finally, you see water coming out. And Mandalorian is good.
And Mandalorian is good.
No, before that, she says yellow butter has formed. But then she said Mandalorian is good. So I was
I've seen videos of people making it. I was like, man, well, it seems so easy. Why don't you just? I mean, it's probably work that goes into it, but it seemed like it'd probably be better. Store-bought butter.
This is legit. My name is Eric, and my mom said she named me that because she was in love with Eric Estrada from Chips. Thankfully, she dropped it. You know what? Back in the late 70s, early 80s, there were probably a lot of women in love with Eric Estrada on Chips.
Yeah.
I should remember watching that show as a kid. Some people call me Rick, and I don't deal with them. Yeah. Oh. Yes, just salt. And I'm named after Monty Python's kid for his art. There you go. Yeah, salt will help preserve it longer. It all depends on the vaccination percentage. Yeah. Well, yeah, for that and everything. I mean, Pfizer was the one that had the highest percentage, and then it was Moderna, and then Johnson a little bit lower, but yeah. But the other one, like AstraZeneca, we don't even use in the States. Like, we give it to other countries. Like, I'd be like questioning, like, why are you giving us this? Like, why can't we get any of that Pfizer? Why can't we get any of that Moderna? Like, why are you trying to ship the AstraZeneca you guys won't even use to us? Like, we're basically Aldi in them. We're giving them the Aldi. The Aldi.
You can take this.
Yeah. We're giving you the knockoff.
Well, who makes this? Don't worry about it. We're just giving it to you. Just take
it. Oh, now Cincinnati never did finish the subways. Yeah, Cincinnati does underground. Like this, we have the tunnels and we have the subway stuff under there. They never did finish. We're like LA and Boston. Los Angeles never finished their subway, right? Or Boston. I know Boston didn't finish theirs when it was called the Big Dig or whatever, but I think LA had part of their stuff underground too. Watch Dr. Z on YouTube. He has interviews with the top of the field in medicine. Okay. Yes, Trader Joe's sells beer. Yeah, they got some good beers. Butter cookies. The butter cookies are the ones in the blue tin that are really good. But Trader Joe's had that butter cookie beer, so I'm hoping if it comes back again this year, I can get my hands on it.
I hope so. I get some of that. Yeah. That peanut butter one they had last year was really good, though. But I couldn't get. I was trying to go back to get for you, and they were out of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the Trader Joe's here, all they had was like Trader Joe's like lager or something, and some other ones. They didn't have all the other stuff like the Kenwood Trader Joe's has yet. So like I said, they're still getting set up. So hopefully they'll get some of those other ones in there, like that beer. Billionaire space banker war at race, right? Because I think isn't Elon Musk going to try to go next or something? I think Musk was working on something too, but
probably.
Oh, CB says her case is way up, but track back to church is interesting. Yeah. I mean, sadly, there's been some correlations out there relating back to some of the people feeling like there's some type of godliness or something. I guess like if some type of God. Like it's funny. Like I hear something like, "Well, if I'm supposed to get it, then it's part of God's plan." Well, couldn't be part of God's plan to make doctors for you to take this. Like, been part of God's plan too. Like,
if Elon Musk does do it, will his rocket ship be all electric?
That would be the question, right? Could he do it all electric,
right? Yeah, no kidding. Like, what are you using gas for? I thought you was all electric.
Yeah, but it's kind of. I mean, it's kind of cool that the corporations are getting involved and are kind of doing it, but then it's like once corporations become involved in something like that, you feel like down the line it's going to come back and bite you because corporations are all about the profit.
Right. How much money?
Yeah. So, but then again, we won't see it, but generations after us, maybe we get to meet alien. Maybe they'll start to colonize.
True.
We'll become alien or something out there. Oh, I was watching Aliens the other night, man. Bill Paxton was so good in that movie. Can't believe he still died as young as he did, really. 3 weeks ago or so, my hubby comes in and says he can't smell or taste anything. Did he have the COVID come down?
Yeah. Did he get it?
Skip's in the house. What's up, Ron Tom? What is going on, Skip?
Cheers,
my friend. What are you actually drinking up there? Skip's up in Canada as well. I believe Canada. But
where's Double D at tonight? He must be sleeping with the early tea time tomorrow.
He probably is. He's probably got like a 640 or something like that. Craziness. Let me see. I've been on desk several doors several times since 87. And no problems. They don't exist. Yeah. So Vanessa's had to face a lot of stuff through her course of time for sure. I got to show the video. So saw a video earlier today, or actually, was it today? Today or yesterday? And I mentioned on the podcast I would actually show it tonight here on the channel. So as you know, I'm a fan of Swamp People. So I like watching Swamp People catch the gators, Troy shoot them and all that kind of stuff. So any American show where they got to use captions, I'm all on board to check it out. And,
what could go wrong from that point?
Yeah. So there was a viral video that was done this week that was quite surprising. And I think back to Swamp People because of what I've learned on that show watching it. But what I'll do is I'll share my thoughts on that after the video here. But there's some things that some people do that you have to say, what were they kind of thinking there, I guess? Because I would not be doing some of the stuff they're actually doing. Let me see here.
I'd fall into the come on, man.
Yeah,
segment.
right.
Oh, Jesus.
This is why you just don't like any guys go out there to go fishing or whatever. So if you missed that, let's take a look back again. He's wading in the water because he's trying to get the alligator's attention. Alligators open up. He puts it in there. Gives it to his buddy. So his buddy can shotgun the beer.
Jesus. How pissed is that alligator right now?
Oh, I'm sure pretty pissed. Like
he's thinking, put your hand down here and get you some, bitch.
He's like, let one of you MFers fall in right now, and I am all over you. But
I'll be calling you lefty for life.
I don't know where these guys come up with these ideas to do these kind of things, but it's funny because I think of Swamp People, and I remember one of the guys actually got bit, and he had to put like something on his hand before he gets infected because in their mouth they have like some type of I don't say like a venom, but something that can actually poison humans and stuff. It's kind of like you have to get it out of there because they were basically making sure he was okay earlier to get out of the swamp to get a medical attention. But I don't know if that would be something that might come over in the beer when he bit the beer or something. But it's just like it's not the most sanitary type thing to try to shotgun after the. But then again, what would make someone possess that thought to even put it out there to have the
I know.
pierce the can to do the shotgun?
Like
Like,
what
is
can
that a
we do
dare?
tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, really. I'll try this. Like, what the hell?
I dare you to get that alligator to bite the can so I can shotgun. Like, where does that, like, I don't even know how that comes up. It's just one of those things, like, and you can only have this thing come up if you got like 5 or 6 guys around you, because only guys will come up with these kind of ideas when they're out there doing some shit like that, right? So it's not like if there would have been a wife out there or a girlfriend, there would have been no chance of this actually happening. So.
There was a woman there, though, wasn't there?
Was there? Maybe there was a cheering.
I thought there was one closer to like the camera or whatever. But I'm thinking, in a sense, like it's incredibly stupid, but part of me, like that's kind of genius in a sense. Like, who wants to volunteer? Like, okay, you drew the short straw, so you got to poke the hole in it.
I got to think somebody lost a dare there that day when actually went out and did that, but it was just funny when I saw that. But it's like got over 1 million views and stuff. But that's just some of the things you'll see out there. It's kind of crazy.
But also, you kind of wonder, like, if they're around them enough, they know that they're probably, maybe they're not as much danger as you would think it would be. You know what I mean? Like, maybe they know, like, okay, it's not going to be something stupid. But I mean, it's still a wild animal. It still can just like chomp your arm off, like in no kind of way,
yeah.
You know?
Well, the way it came over is probably one that's used to being fed by humans and stuff there too. Because a lot of times,
that's true. Yeah,
they come over more. Because they're used to that. I actually had a client one time, one of the reps I worked with down in Florida. So funny, I was at his house. He was telling me they had an alligator like out in their lake, and they were trying to get rid of it. So he'd actually had like the animal people come in to find out why this alligator keeps coming around. He's like, well, it's got to be somebody feeding the alligator because they won't come up to humans unless they're kind of comfortable with them and stuff like that and everything. Came to find out it was his wife that would be throwing like food out after they ate and stuff. She'd throw food out. It was his own wife that was feeding his alligator.
That was good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
But I saw that earlier and I was like,
that makes sense.
Oh, let me see here. Okay, so Vanessa, her husband, he tested negative for COVID. It's a sinus infection I got from. Okay, so prednisone will knock that out too. So you picked it up from him.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
In the name of Jesus, Visions of Blake's music video. Yeah. But catching gators, I want to get tags in Texas again. Did you do gator catching, Vanessa?
No, what has she not done?
That's true. Yeah. Anyone want to go gator hunt Texas with me? Well, you got just a name down there in Texas. Alligator, shotgun, and beer. Nice. With Vanessa, shotgun and beer from alligator?
I was saying it's a challenge for you, Vanessa. There,
Mm-hmm.
Not only can you shoot one, but can you shotgun a beer with them?
I golf and I don't take my sleep to suck for 18 holes when it makes a 19 difficult to stay awake for. Yeah. Well, Didi takes his golf game pretty serious. I think he's like in the 80s or low high 70s when he golfs. So he's got the life. Yeah, diseases that rot your flesh away. Yeah, I can't remember what it was on there, but it was some type of thing where they had to spray some special repellent on there or whatever to make sure it wasn't like a deep cut and stuff. But yeah. I'll hunt gator and for sure lunch. You know, I like gator. I've had gator. Gator is tasty.
It's pretty good.
Texas looking at funny when it come with me. Well, yeah, not many people are cut out to be gator hunters. But I do enjoy watching swamp people when they're actually going out to get the gators. That's it's a rough life when you have to wrestle with some of those.
Vanessa, how do you win tags for gator hunting? What'd you have to do to win that? Like a radio station giving away or do something? Seems kind of like an odd gift to give away. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're like kind of some type of barbecue or something like that. Oh, we got a winner for the tag. Like, how am I winning? I gotta go hunt gators. How's that a win for me? You know?
Right. Do I get a guide? Yeah, is there a guide with you that's gonna kind of show you what to do? Or
a win for me is someone else catches the gator and they bring me shoes back. You know, that's a win.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like Ric Flair says, hard keeping these gators down. Yes, Game Winners gave me 2 tags to use. There you go. So it must have been like just a drawing, I guess. But yeah, you can only hunt for the tags that you actually have. Learn that for swamp people, and once you're out of tags, you're done. You must hunt with a partner. Most of the times, yeah. Like on swamp people, a couple of the guys will go solo, but yeah, partner is always pretty much recommended there, and it's a fight if you don't have a partner from the stuff that I've seen.
Well, not only that, you can have somebody call 911 if needed.
Yeah. Keep gator my deep freeze. Nice.
Oh, nice. There you go.
I'm 100% disabled wartime veteran. Game Warner said, here are 2 gator tags for East Texas. Well, very nice. Gator and barbecue in Texas sounds like the life. Yeah. Couple of the guys on Swamp People that are on there in the last couple of seasons came over from Texas to hunt down Louisiana as well. So they do some of the stuff around the Texas area, but they moved over. I don't know if they have like Texas. Texas has any gators that are popping up.
That's what I was going to say. I didn't even know Texas
they're on the
was
other part of the Gulf, so it could be possible. I mean, you get them in Louisiana, you get them in.
Well, that's true.
I mean,
yeah.
They could migrate to Texas, I guess. So,
and that's not the first day that comes to mind when you think of gators. Like you don't think of.
Yeah, no, you don't think of Texas really.
Like Florida, like I said, Louisiana.
Now, if you said armadillo, you might think Texas.
Right? Yeah.
Gator Creole, like shrimp Creole. The ones I had were the gator balls, gator bites, whatever they were, but they were like the deep fried gator, which were pretty good. Pretty much like little gator tater tots, whatever. And they were big. They were like a good size, but yeah, you get a little bit of that kind of, not really a bad type way, but like a little bit of a rubbery type feel, but it's actually pretty good. It's like, it's a wild meat. So yeah.
We have a butcher shop here, local, that opened, I think, a couple of years ago. Well, yeah. Probably the year before COVID. And he's actually from Louisiana. So it's a Cajun style butcher shop. And he sells gator and all kinds of like, let's say, crawfish and whatever type of Cajun style meats and stuff. So he'll season them all up and he'll give you instructions. You can buy it that way and tell you how to cook it or whatever. Basically, all you gotta do is just put it in the oven and cook it for X amount of time, whatever. But man, he does like a plate lunch every day. I used to work like literally a mile away from there, so sometimes at lunchtime I'd go down there and he does a plate lunch. He only does like I want to say like maybe 200, and that might be way too much. 2 plates a day. Once they're gone, they're gone. That's all you get. So every day of the week, he's got one particular item to sell. So like Mondays is I don't know. Let's say it's a ribeye wrapped with bacon with cream cheese and jalapeno in the middle of it.
That sounds good shit.
Yeah, and like a Cajun style rice or something, or green beans, whatever. But every day is like the same item for that week. It's a different item every week, but every day it's a different item. And it's the same 5 things every day. It's so good. Like I was like, dude, you should just open up like a restaurant because your food is so good.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, if you didn't get there so they start selling like at 11 o'clock, usually by noon, so within the hour, they were sold out of everything. People started catching on like how good the stuff was. It was like, yeah. Everything he sells, that he makes and sells, you can buy cold and he'll give you instructions how to make it at home. Or you can just buy, different types of meats or whatever also, chicken or hamburger or whatever.
You said he does it out of his home or?
No, he actually has just a butcher shop.
Butcher shop, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He was that food truck business and we did that too, yeah.
Yeah, well actually he has done that before at the brewery that we go to. They'll usually on the weekends they'll have like food trucks, whatever. And he actually set up. He only done it one time, which I'm not really sure why. But he makes a really good brisket, like just kind of like barbecue stuff. Oh man, it's so good. Like, why don't you have a restaurant? Like, you probably make way more. Which I kind of understand. Like, nobody wants to deal with that.
You're a restaurant, you overhead, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I would say why not have like a food truck that make it a lot easier, or. Well, he's got the butcher shop. He can sell it out of there too, so he's fine.
Well, the thing with his butcher shop, he kind of took over. Used to be kind of like a restaurant / bar back in the day, And so one side is kind of the butcher shop, but he has tables and stuff. So if you go in there and buy the lunch special, you can sit down also there.
Right.
So I mean, he's got room to have a restaurant if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Along with, kind of the butcher shop if he wanted to do both. But sure, if he's being successful every day just selling lunch specials or whatever, then why not,
Yeah.
But it's really good. It is really good. Everything I've ever bought from there has been really good.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a barbecue place next to us that's pretty good now. And somebody go down there, it's like, well, give me this, give me that. Like, it's like, I hate to go in there and order because it's just like, they have everything on their menu is so good. So it's kind of like, you're like, well, give me, I want this, but I want that, but I want, like, you can't get everything, right? But it's like, it's almost like a tough decision on what you actually want. Their brisket is really solid. They got great wings. They do turkey. They do just sausage, and they do a jalapeno sausage where the jalapenos are inside the sausage as well. And they got great like macaroni, green beans, cornbread, all kinds of different stuff. And it's just like you end up leaving with a bag of stuff where you like you got 2 meals. Like I'm gonna eat some tonight, I'll eat some tomorrow. But it's like
yeah.
I gotta get it all. I can't, you get home and it's like, oh, I should have got some turkey. That turkey would have been great tonight. So yeah. But I love some good barbecue for sure. Let's see. Caddo Lake is on border Louisiana and Texas. So yeah, so you can probably get to use some gators that come over to Texas as well. Moose will trample you bears. I'm sorry, moose will trample you, bears will rip you to shreds before you know what happened. Alaska wolves will run you over before you realize they did. I actually had kangaroo for the first time last week. That was interesting.
Oh, how was it?
It was actually decent enough. It was kangaroo jerky. The wife had ordered some jerky pack and it had various jerkies from around the world, I guess, or something. So it had kangaroo. It had like a bison and beef. It had like a maple duck, which I've had duck before. A few other different things. Some type of pig that I had in there as well. But they were all pretty good flavors. So
trying to think. Last time we went to Tennessee, we went to Gatlinburg, and I brought back. Of course, we went to, had one of those beef jerky stores, and you get all kinds of different, duck or venison or wild game type jerkies, whatever. So I brought some back from her brother because he stayed at her house and watched the dogs for her. So I brought some back from him because he likes, he'll make his own jerky and stuff. So I was like, I'll try get some of these different wild ones. Can't remember what all there was. Maybe ostrich was one of. I can't remember what they all were, but they were all really good. It was like
ostrich I had last week too. Yeah, I had ostrich jerky last week. Yeah.
But
I've had ostrich burgers before though too.
I was gonna say we have a restaurant here. It's called The Game, and they have like wild ostrich and boar and different types of burgers. It's just I've not been, so I can't say for sure, but I think it's all different types of hamburgers, but it's all different type of wild game meat.
Nice.
I know ostrich is one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, bison. First time I had bison was actually in Atlanta at one of Ted Turner's restaurants down there. And ever since I had that, I'm always a big fan of bison burgers and stuff too.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good.
Mick T in the house. Mick is up late tonight. We have squirrels, although they don't hunt you down at PAX. LOL. Cheers, Mick. Good to see you, my friend. I did that shout out video to you. I don't know if you saw it or not, but appreciate that. And definitely gonna be rocking with the hat and everything. I'm gonna drink that other drink here probably this weekend or something. But great to have you as always. Gray squirrels are yummy stews, Vanessa says. And squirrel stew, LOL, you mad? My barbecue is yummy. Saturday, an entire pork will be coming pulled pork. I bet. I don't doubt anything Vanessa does there. My butcher sells elk and venison. Would love to see moose meat, but there's laws against seeing fully wild game. I've never had elk. That's another one I would actually.
I think they have. Now that they said that, I think they do. That restaurant I was talking about, I think they do have an elk burger also. Actually, I'm gonna pull it up here real quick and see if their menu actually says.
Hunting season for gray squirrel starts and ends September. Down in West Virginia, I have friends. Obviously, they used to hunt squirrels and stuff for some of the back hollers. Elk is delicious. You would probably enjoy moose. My first moose was harvested over 1,400 pounds of meat off it. Shared the burgers for 2 months of weekend cookouts. Yeah, that's a lot of meat. So, but they say you get a moose, you're pretty much set for a while. Bison are definitely yummy for sure. Pretty animal though too. That's another thing. Like
Okay,
bison,
so
like these people that try to pet bisons when they go to the parks, like, what are you doing? Like that bison will tear you apart. Go ahead.
so here's what they have on their menu. And I think these are all burgers. It doesn't really say. It just says chef recommendations. Camel, Wagyu, local bison, local lamb, venison, wild boar, prime Angus, kangaroo, duck, dry aged beef, elk, salmon, and rabbit.
Never had rabbit. I know people that have rabbit. They said rabbit's pretty good.
I've had rabbit, kind of like a pulled rabbit with barbecue, kind of like a pulled pork sandwich, but it was just rabbit meat. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are different types of burgers you can do. Oh, alpaca also is one of them.
Okay. I've seen people eat squirrel like on Survivor, but you can't really trust them because they're like starving. Not squirrel, but they eat like rats.
And it didn't seem like there was a lot of meat on them either.
Yeah. It's like shellfish. You gotta do some work.
But I'm going to go over there though. I always forget about it. Of course, we haven't really been out to a lot of restaurants.
We haven't really either since the whole thing. I mean, we went to where did I say we went to a few weeks back was our first time. Well, actually, when I met my buddy the night we didn't do the show, it was the first time I was actually at a restaurant. She just went out to one where like they did a work function the other day at the one of the pubs here, but really she hadn't been to any either. So I need to get out to my one place locally here that has like the great beer deals. So I'm gonna try to go there this weekend and grab lunch, maybe do a video from beer. That's Buffalo Bob's. They have really good wings, and they'll give you like a 25 ounce glass of the truth, and it's like $4.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Yeah, like they usually get some good drafts in and stuff. So I haven't stopped out there in a while. Now
that's kind of like right down the street from you, isn't it?
Yeah. We've ordered food from them like they're about 10, 12 minutes from us, but during the COVID thing, we were able to order food and they would deliver it and stuff. But you can just kick back and relax there. And they got like a little patio section where you can still smoke here in Kentucky. So I can go there, have a cigar, have a beer, have a good lunch. I may do that Sunday. Maybe I'll do a broadcast from there on Sunday.
There you go.
But
it's going to be hot as hell.
Well, you know what? Actually, now I think about Sunday, it might rain. I think it's going to be starting on Monday. So I might not be able to go Sunday because they were talking about storms possibly rolling in, which is going to make the humidity higher during the week. So great. Yay, humidity.
Yeah. Yay, humidity.
I visit Texas. My
so nobody ever
give me elk. Yeah, nobody. If they can, should be some. I would love to try some elk. Our family shared the meat. We made so much moose jerky. We carried the jerky everywhere. I would do moose too.
Nice.
Rabbit is tasty. I've killed many rabbits. I used to be able to strip hide and gut and rinse and bag up rabbits under 30 seconds each. Why am I not surprised?
Dang. Yeah, no kidding. I'd be more shocked if she hasn't tried something than if she has tried it.
I think Vanessa should have like her own outdoor show or something.
I know, no kidding. Yeah. Like History Channel or something would like scoop that A&E or something. I don't know.
A rabbit skinning machine. It's just only to keep hide clean. Oh, headshots.
Headshots. Okay. Yeah,
Moose will give you 2 winners of meat. It's like beef plus 100. And rabbit is rabbit is sold to every store here. Normal stuff. Yeah, I haven't. In West Virginia, where I went to school, like I think my wife may have had rabbit back in the day. What rabbit, squirrel, pretty common around that people do those kind of animals and stuff. But I've never actually had that. I actually had a chance to eat frog legs one time, but I didn't do it. I couldn't envision eating frog legs.
They do taste like chicken wings.
Yeah, so everybody said like it tastes like chicken wings. And you look at
it's actually pretty good. Just a little more greasy though. Like it's more like the dark meat of chicken.
Well, you look at them, they look like chicken wings as well, but it's just like.
Well, I don't know. the place I get them, it's just the hind legs served on a platter. Yeah. Like, I mean, it looks like they just ripped them off the frog. So, I mean, if you know what they are, it's kind of like, ugh. But they are tasty, though.
It's like we went to Louisiana. I couldn't get into eating crawfish either. There was something about the crawfish I could not get myself to actually.
It's a lot of work for nothing out of it.
It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and
So Vanessa and Eric, who mentioned rabbit, how do you guys eat it? Because the only way I've had it was, like I said, kind of like pulled pork, where it was shredded with barbecue, and you just put it on the sandwich and eat it that way, and it was really good. But is there a different way to eat it? I'm not really sure.
I was thinking some people do it in stews and stuff. I think as well. The snowshoe hares and Alaska were fun to hunt each year. Frog legs are yummy. We stir fry them. Oh, okay. Pull them off after skin and legs. Frog legs, crawdads, and snail. Never had the snails.
I don't know about snails.
When I was in grade school, well, I guess it was 7th, 8th grade when I started taking French. We went to a French restaurant in 8th grade, and everybody's like,
cargo, right?
Yeah, but everybody's like, I'm not doing it. We're like 8th grade. We're like kids, right? You're not doing it.
You're right, yeah.
So you want to give it a sense of the French culture, but not one of us ate that damn escargot. What's up, Slurp? I brought 8 legs of venison for $50. Nice. Do you reckon that's too dear? Yeah. We can't. I don't think we can buy venison anywhere. I think if there's anywhere that would be able to sell, it'd be Jungle Gyms. And I've never remember seeing anything they have there like that. But I rarely ever buy meat there. I'll have to check out to see what kind of stuff they have.
Oh, but they have
a lot of international foods and stuff.
Yeah, surely they have it.
Yeah. Roasted rabbit veggies, and pan and chunks of taters. Nice. So that's kind of like, well, it's roasted. I was going to think almost like it's a roasted type thing, but I know people did stews with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, rabbit is usually stewed here. Is what Gil would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crawdads are awesome. Yeah.
Crawdads are good, but they're a lot of work though.
And purge them after catching them in salt water and sink while the water is boiling. I do like lobster. I do like crab. Like crab legs but crab legs, that's some work there to deal with those.
You'd probably like crawfish though.
I probably would. I think part of it is too is kind of like as I've gotten older, you see stuff, you read stuff, and it's like I kind of like, people start equating them like, well, it's no different than you like eating a roach or something. Like in some countries, people do eat roaches, but it's like, it's kind of like they're like the scavenger of the sea or whatever. Like, and it's kind of like the protein and the way they're made up. It's kind of like, I don't know, got in my head a little bit. Like I wouldn't eat a roach, so why would I eat a crawfish? But I still eat shrimp once in a while. So,
when I probably said this before, when it lived in our other house, our next door neighbor used to do a crawfish boil every year. And he would do it for his wife's sister-in-law for her birthday. And he would always buy, I can't remember how much he actually bought, but he would have him shipped in from Louisiana, like on that. So he always do it on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And they'd bring it in. He'd get them shipped into him. I think they come in Saturday morning. So they're fresh. They're still alive, whatever. And would boil them. And his wife was like, perfect. She knew exactly how to. She loved it. Like she knew exactly how to. And she was like a master at getting that meat out there. Yeah, so she'd get it and just like start making piles of it. So I'd eat it that way. But I have taken it and shucked it or whatever. I don't know, shucking is the right word for that. But pulled the meat out, and they always say suck the head. So of course I had to try it. And actually, it's pretty good. Like that's probably the most flavorful part of the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, people got talent. I mean, I've seen people like with crab legs the same way. Like, there's some people that have the talent and the skill where they don't even have to crack it with the crack. They just know how to get in there, pop the shell, get it out.
Right.
Bam, all the meat
comes out. Whole thing. Like
other people like, I only got a part of the kneecap. I can't get the rest. Like,
that's me.
There's some people that just know how to do it. So, and chicken wings. I've seen people like work chicken wings like with some skills that are just like, they put in that flat piece and it comes out with just 2 bones. It's like, where did it all go?
Yeah.
Where did it all go?
What happened? What I just witnessed?
It comes out clean as a whistle. Like some people have skill and talent like that.
You show me how to do that.
let's see. That said, fried rabbit is tasty.
I bet that is good.
Let me see here. And then Gilbert said rabbit and tomato sauce. Interesting. The celebrity ate beer meat once. I thought it was very grisly. You had to bear down on it, right? Bear is greasy. Yeah. Crawdad boils in Louisiana. The head has a lot of fat. It's very tasty. Well, that's adding the flavor then for sure.
Yeah.
Suck and slurp.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
But if I was going to have, like, Louisiana be the place to have, like, great food down there, that cuisine, the shrimp they have, like, right out of the bay and stuff, and some fine cuisine I had down when we used to go there. I haven't been to Louisiana and New Orleans since, I think the last time I was down there was probably like 2009. And you can't get enough of that food. The jambalaya and all that stuff. It's just like.
Yeah, and that's kind of what's cool about that butcher shop I was telling you about, because he does ship a lot of it in from Louisiana weekly, like on a day, a couple of days a week or whatever he's trying to sell or whatever.
Yeah,
that's kind of what's cool about that, is you can buy some of that cuisine already kind of pre-made and just take it home and cook it yourself, or warm it up or whatever you got to do to it.
Yeah, we got a place here that does Southern cuisine. So that night we took off and I met my friend that Thursday. The place we met at was a Southern type restaurant. I had an oyster po' boy, and it just made me think of New Orleans. They did a really good job with it, but it was really tasty. They actually had an appetizer I've never seen before. I ended up getting it because I ended up getting like these special deviled eggs they made, but it was fried chicken skins. Have you ever seen that before?
No.
Like just a chicken skin with
so kind of like pork rinds, but chicken skins.
It's just chicken skin. Yeah, I guess it's just chicken skin. With chicken skin on fried chicken is pretty good, but I've never seen it just as skins as the appetizer. And I'm like, that has to be Southern. So yeah. And I'm like, interesting. I didn't end up getting it, but it was like, it was good food. We had good stuff. He ended up getting like these fried green tomatoes, which were pretty good as well. But yeah, it was a nice.
It's funny you mentioned that. I watch every now and again. I watch this cooking show on the Food Network.
Mm-hmm.
And on Saturdays, they have a show. It's like an hour long, and there's 4 or 5 chefs on there, cooks, whatever, and they make up special dishes. Well, I just happened to watch one the other day, and it had to do with all chicken dishes. And he was doing that thing. He was taking, like, chicken skin, say, from, like, a whole chicken that you buy already made, like a rotisserie chicken that you, like, buy at the store or whatever. And he's just trying to show you, like, a quick way to, you kind of just shred it all off, whatever. But he peeled the whole skin off and he threw it in a skillet and was trying to fry it up to make it crispy. Crispier. Yeah, so it's funny that you brought that up, because I was like, okay, I never thought to ever do anything like that.
Yeah, it must be like a popular appetizer or something in the South, but
I think what was he making? I think he was making some sort of maybe chicken salad or something. I don't know, but I think what he was doing with it was he would put whatever he did with the chicken, he would put it on, on the sandwich, whatever. And I think he placed the chicken skins like on top to give it kind of that crunch or whatever. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like I never would have, because that's always one of my gripes, because we'd get those rotisserie chickens every once in a while. But usually when you get it, like the skin is really like kind of soft or what, kind of, I don't say chewy, but just like, I don't know. It's not very appetizing. Yeah. Saturday's a great idea. Like just fill it off.
What it is, Saturday morning, sometimes I watch cooking channels. Usually Roger doing the Man Food Fire.
Oh yeah. I like it. I like to watch that show too, though.
Which I'm pretty sure he's just a pyromaniac that loves to set stuff on fire. He gets really
I'd say a lot of it probably is.
Yeah.
I think he was on. They used to have. I don't know if they still do it or not. Where they used to have a. I forget what the name of the show was. It was on Food Network. It was like the next Food Network star or something like that.
Okay.
Where the winner would get their own like cooking show. I think he was actually on there, but I don't know if he was the winner or was one of the finalists, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, interesting.
Of course, now on the Food Network, like they hardly ever have actually any cooking shows. It's all, different games and
I got taken
different
over,
shows or whatever.
Like Guy Fieri took over the network when some of the stuff he did. But I like Fieri. I like what he does at Diner Driving and Diner.
Yeah. I still need to get over and check his restaurant out. They have one over in downtown Louisville.
Yeah, I've been to his one. It was actually at the airport in Canton. Was it Cancun when we came back? Yeah, I think it was a Cancun trip that we did. He had one at the airport there, which they screw. They raise up stuff. It's all in peso, so you don't know you're getting screwed as much sometimes. Oh, we lost Todd there, so Todd will pop back in a second. But the food at Guy Fieri's restaurant was definitely pretty good. But even the waitress told me, like, if you go to the one in town, it's definitely cheaper than the one at the airport. So if you ever go to Cancun, the airport restaurants are where they actually hit you at as far as into the wallet. Oh, let me see here. See if Todd pops back in. That was kind of weird. But it is StreamYard, so things do happen. Let me see. Gilbert, I like crawdads over Newfie lobsters and great walleye bait. Walleye crawdads boils, baby. Went into a shop and said, "Can you make me a crocodile sandwich and make it snappy?" Dave coming with the jokes, y'all. Coming with the jokes. Supervisor was raised in Louisiana. At Barksdale Air Force Base, he brought me out to my first crawdad boil. We first caught 10 grocery bags of crawdads. Wow. That is a lot of crawdads that you picked up there for sure. Chicken skin, deep fried is great crackling. It's just like frying the skin bellies of pork. Yeah, I figured it was something like that as well. I've never had it, but it was kind of interesting seeing on the menu. But chicken skin can definitely be tasty for sure. Cajuns were kicked out of Canada. A lot of that food is up here still. Why did you kick the Cajuns out of Canada? Yeah, the French Canadians, and they came down to Louisiana, and they've done well down in Louisiana. Got to appreciate the Cajuns. LOL, Dave, yeah. I've ate 5 banana sandwiches before. Now I'm not feeling well. Dave is still working. He's working the room, people. He's working the room.
Still working it.
Alligator hunting here. Pull my finger. I must go to Doggies for the 2 foot long hot dogs. Wow, that's a big hot dog. I'm gonna make hot dogs tomorrow. I haven't had hot dogs in a bit of time. I'm a hot dog fan. I like hot dog. I like a good hot dog.
I bought these ones. Well, I had them over at my mom's on 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
She bought these all beef hot dogs from Sam's Club.
Mm-hmm.
And these things were ginormous. Like, they were huge.
Yeah.
But man, were they so good. They were all beef. Man, they were so good.
Who made them? Was it like anybody special or like under Sam's label or something?
Who did make those? Hang on.
Cons or anything?
Same thing might have been like the Members Mark brand or something, which is the Sam's Club brand or whatever, if I'm not mistaken.
So what's your favorite?
Are so good.
What's your favorite toppings on a hot dog?
Me, I just kind of like to. It depends if you do like a chili dog. I kind of.
Well, if you're gonna make your ultimate hot dog, what are you gonna put on it?
For me, probably. I kind of just like chili cheese on it.
Just chili cheese? Keep it simple, chili cheese?
Yeah.
Or mustard,
just,
no ketchup? No.
No, I mean, just a plain, hot dog, whatever, without, not doing a chili dog, whatever. Yeah. I'm a ketchup guy on hot dogs. Of course, I know most people are like, boo, that's terrible. You should be mustard, whatever.
Only Chicago people. Only Big Daddy's
but
out here now.
I like ketchup on mine. So if it's just a hot dog with whatever, it's ketchup. Like, I'm not like a big put onions and all kinds of different things on them.
But if you're making if it was like your ultimate hot dog, like
it would probably be
one hot dog to make right now to make it your way. That'd be the ultimate.
I'd probably do chili, some cheese, maybe some bacon bits or like some cooked bacon and crumbled up on there.
Bacon.
Yeah. Let's see. It's kind of hard because there's only so much room on a hot dog that you can actually anything on it though. You know what I mean?
I mean, if it comes down dripping onto your wrist and everything, you're fine.
Well, yeah, right. Yeah. I'd say those three things. That'd be money. I think that'd be fine. I'd be okay with that.
I think you'd be solid. I mean, like the bacon, anything bacon gets added to is actually great.
Right. I mean, that's a win. That's a win-win right there.
I've never thought about putting bacon on a hot dog though. I may have to experiment. I got hot dogs in the house. I may have to experiment, get some bacon this weekend and give it a shot. And it's like the wife's going to be traveling for work, so I'm here by myself. So I'm like, let's get adventurous and try some different stuff and pick up some bacon and put it on top. Just make it a little crumble. So that sounds like interesting. I think for me, like the hot dog that I really like is I do like having onion on the hot dog, but I like having coleslaw as well.
Okay.
Coleslaw on the hot dog. I like to get a little strip of the mustard, a little strip of the ketchup, but the mustard will be the golden, spicy brown mustard. Get a little streak down it, get a little streak of the ketchup. Then you got to build on top of that with the onions, put the coleslaw on top of the onions. And I think that's enough right there for an overload. I could put a little hot sauce, but too much and the bun becomes soggy. So you have to make sure you make it out right. So
what about relish? Are you a relish kind of guy?
Relish is like one of those secondary type things. Like I don't need relish on a hot dog. It's like when I put relish on a hot dog, it's because I'm out of other stuff, right? Like if I'm putting relish on it, I don't have like any onions or I don't have any chili or anything like that and everything. I like chili on a hot dog. I like the cheese on a hot dog and stuff. So, but relish is kind of like, all right, we're to the second tier. We're going to the subs at this point. What can we plug in? So,
I'm not a pickle guy, so I don't like I don't eat relish. So.
But I like jalapeno on a hot dog too. I'll cut jalapeno and I'll put that on a hot dog to give it a little spice kick as well. But what I'm
thinking about, I'm like, I might have to try the bacon on there. I've never had it either, but it seems like if you're gonna add it, why not? I mean,
you blew my mind on that. I'm thinking
right.
Bacon on the hot dog. All right.
I mean, think about it like if you actually cook a whole strip of bacon, like it would slide like right in between the hot dog and the bun. You could actually put on both sides.
I mean, if Chicago can put a whole pickle on a hot dog, we can definitely do bacon on a hot dog. So,
right.
Yeah, I may have to make that and put it on the food channel here. Like,
there you go.
The Baconator dog or something.
Yeah.
Like the Chicago.
I mean, nobody does that. So I mean, that could be your claim to claim right there.
Well, it's like Chicago dogs. They put like a pickle, and they'll put like.
They put like sport pepper or something on it too.
Yeah, pepper. No, but they
have to have a special bun to.
They use a special bun which can absorb all of that. That's the key. The bun has to be able to take all the weight. Like again, it's like the Olympics. The cardboard beds can only take so much weight. So with the hot dog, you got to have the right foundation so you can put all.
I think it's like a poppy seed bun or something.
It is poppy seed. It is.
Yeah, the only reason why I know this is when we live in another house, and I used to live around the corner from John Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
And one weekend we were like, let's do some sport dogs or whatever. So we had to go all over the place to try to find any place to sell the poppy seed bun for hot dogs.
Yeah,
I think we had to go to Whole Foods over in Louisville to even buy one.
Really?
His next door neighbor is from Chicago, so he knew what it was. Like he knew all of everything that you had to put on it, like sport pepper.
Oh yeah.
Special type of pepper, whatever, You
had the coach there guiding you guys, so that's cool. I've seen some in Chicago with tomatoes on it. Like, how do you get tomato? But it's the bun. The bun can absorb all of that. Vanessa said, I have quarter-pound hot dogs from Sam's Club. That's some big dogs. Tasty. Religion son, why the candy got kicked out. Yeah, no doubt about that. Various kinds of toppings, corn batter for corn dog, deep fried, onions, ketchup, brown mustard, relish. But you only go so far. Onions, sauerkraut, red pepper. I like red pepper flakes.
Oh, there you go.
Spicy mustard. Yeah. I'll put that on there sometimes. Butter bun and fried bun. Then add hot dog and chili. See, but your bun can't hold all this stuff, Vanessa. So you got to decide who's going in. Who's gonna be my first team? It's like, who's my first team on the dog? Like you can you can't have all the stars show up at one time. You got to decide who's going to be your starting five, and who's going to be your bench.
Yeah, you got to pick and choose.
Yeah. Like relish can't get in if coleslaw is already in the game. Like, no, we can't have the relish and coleslaw on the court at the same time. So relish, you're not in this play. You're going to sit over the sideline, right? You got to find the right stuff to coordinate.
I remember as a kid, we went to my grandpa, my mom's dad lived out in California when I was a kid. And of course my grandma passed away, so we remarried. And I remember going out there, I was probably 10 or 11 years old. And she used to always cook these kosher hot dogs. And those were so good. And I don't know if they were really that good or I just remember them being so good.
Yeah.
That was the first time, the only reason I bring it up is the first time I ever had anybody actually like butter the bun and kind of like crisp it up a little bit before you put the hot dog on it. And just in memory, like those things were so good. Like they were so good.
Yeah.
Now I do that all the time, like with hamburgers, or I don't really do it a lot with hot dogs. I do sometimes, but not that often. But with hamburgers, like always toast the bun, make it just, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do that enough. I need to do that more. But there's
add a little something to it.
There's like toaster appliances now for hot dogs stuff where you can kind of do that stuff, or different things you can put in your oven. It's kind of interesting. Like hot dogs on a different game level now, but having a butter bun is a nice touch.
I will say, do you have an air fryer?
Yes.
I will say hot dogs in the air fryer are so good.
I've never done it in the air fryer.
Oh, put them in the air fryer. Especially if you like them. Do you like them? Like I like them charred where they're kind of black on the outside, where you put them on the grill.
You get the crispy bite to it.
Yeah. But you put them in the air fryer, it'll do the same exact thing in like half the time. But it's so good. They're really good.
Might be a hot dog extravaganza this weekend.
Try that. Yeah, you have to try that.
I need the air fryer and I need bacon. So let's get going. Yeah.
If you become a billionaire, just don't forget me because I was kind of the founder-ish, sort of the creator of it, maybe.
If I do a video on the food channel, all credit will be given to you there. We're going to try bacon on a hot dog, folks. Yeah. I do need to put some videos up. That might be a good idea to do on that channel.
There you go.
But that's build hot dog with toppings inside hot dog on top. Keep stuff in the bread. See, that gets interesting, but you got to cut the dog open to be able to get the stuff in there, right? So, but some people do split hot dogs. Some people split have you ever done that? Like split the hot dog when you're making it, if you're frying the hot dog? I've seen people do it that way as well.
I've seen people do it, but I've never done it.
I've never done it that way either. I usually grill them. I've grilled them or boiled them usually, which if you ever look at some of the stuff online, like I looked at Nathan's one time and they discourage you from actually boiling the hot dogs. They're like, that's like the last thing they want you to actually do with their hot dogs. Like you should not do that, but people do it anyway. But they prefer
I feel like I grew up with.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the way I grew up was boiled hot dogs. That's why.
Yeah, same thing. It's kind of like the whole thing with the video game, right? Like they say, blow it into the cartridge on Nintendo didn't do anything. I call bullshit on that because I swear to God it worked right after you blew into it.
So absolutely did. I don't think you knew that. Yeah.
It definitely worked after I blew into the damn cartridge. Let's see, all sorts of pickles. Yeah, I like the spicy pickles as well. Wrap hot dog in the bacon. Well, then if you're gonna wrap the hot dog in the bacon, I would say to deep fry it or put it in the oven, maybe.
There you go. I've seen people like cut them open and put like I want to say like string cheese in them, but like the squared kind of cheese, and then fold them back up so the cheese melts in the dog. But I've never tried it.
I'm just wondering, anybody's watching that might be, CB. I don't know if CB is still here now, but that might be like smoking the ganja. I feel like you're gonna be waking up in the middle of the night like wanting a hot dog now. Hard crust hot dog buns, yeah. If you do crust, what I've noticed on hot dog buns, if you do kind of crust them though, they do become stronger, I get it, than rather when they're maybe soft. So maybe if you put them down and do that, then they're stronger. They can handle it. Yeah.
I will say those hot dogs I was talking about I got from Sam's Club, you have to eat them on a bratwurst bun. So you know how the bratwurst buns are bigger?
The quarter pound ones that Vanessa was saying as well, like the quarter pound dogs.
Like they're huge. Like those hot dogs are huge, but they're still good though.
Yeah. Vanessa says hot dogs are simple. Eric said hot dogs are simple. Veal dog steamed bun. mayo, rancho sauce, corn relish, cheese, bacon, kraut, and yellow mustard. That's a lot of weight, son.
No kidding.
And in Canada, you guys have veal dogs? I don't think I've ever saw a veal hot dog down here.
No.
You make sure you're buying the correct bun. A quarter-pound dog takes a nice Subway roll. Yeah, it does take the bigger roll. You got to know the size of the dog you're dealing with.
That's what he said.
Oh, using real butter for the buns. Yeah. The butter I use here, like we have like a French salted butter, which is really good. I kind of become fond of that one. There's another one that we have, an Irish butter that we get sometimes as well from Kroger.
Like an Irish Gold or something?
It's Irish. I think it is Irish Gold or something like that. Yeah. It's
really good butter is good.
Yeah. The East Coast love mayo. Whoa. You can't put the mayo on a hot dog? Do you do mayo on a hot dog? Would you do mayo on a hot dog?
No.
I mean, that's a foul. That's like a Canadian throw the flag. Like, wait a second.
I've never had mayo on a hot dog.
That's in the club when a DJ stops a record, like,
Get the big scratch, like, oh, wait.
Did he say mayo on a hot dog?
I don't. Would it be bad though? I mean,
I think I never saw mayo on a hot dog. I
haven't either, but
I'm still shocked when I hear people that dip fries in mayo. That still surprises me. So,
well, Shannon does that.
Yeah. Like, there's no mayo dipping sauce for fries. How did you come up with that? Like, that had to be a guy high that came up with that idea. So.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Homemade mayo with duck egg yolks. Nice. Actually, we had a person here locally that was selling a dozen duck eggs. They were like $3 a dozen or whatever. So I didn't follow up on them. We have a farmer's market. They might actually have them there as well. I'll do that, Vanessa. No open bun with the toppings. Then place hot dog on it. That way the hot dog holds the goodies in it. But, well, you can put the toppings down first under the hot dog. But I feel like the bun may still give way. I like my toppings on top of the hot dog, personally. When I actually put the dog together.
I agree with you, but it's kind of weird when you think about it. Like, what difference does it make? But I'm like you, though. It just
I feel like there's some type of saturation type thing that may play. Now, I will say with burgers, I've done stuff like put the lettuce on the bottom and then the tomato rather than on top, because when you put the burger on top and you add other stuff on it, it starts to slide like the stuff off. When it's on the bottom, it does seem to hold a little bit better. Yeah. Maybe a hot dog same way.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that could be.
Fried dogs and butter after a piercing. Now we're talking. Now you're making fat kids happy.
There's nothing that sounds bad about that at all.
I read that and I think in my mind like Chunks from the Goonies. Like, wrap the hot dogs and bake on the smoker on a sheet pan. Nice. Yes, Eric. And God, I'm gonna come on hot dogs now.
I know.
Make the crusty breaded breads for hamburgers and hot dogs. We got the veal dogs. Yeah, we don't have any. I've never seen veal dogs here.
Not either.
That might be something to look at Jungle Gym, see if they actually have. Look for English butter called Double Divine Cream Butter. Ooh, sounds fancy. Mayo all day, son. Get on a hot dog. I don't even like mayo on my Whopper. I get mad when I forget to tell them no mayo sometimes. But being I used to work at Burger King in high school, as far as in fast food goes, I hate suggesting stuff that might not be with the regular thing because they got to make something special order. Not all fast food places are bad, but in my mind, I think, what if this person's having a bad day and they get mad because you have to switch it up for them? Like, we used to get people in high school, they come in and, can we get fries with no salt? Like, we got to drain all the fries out of the fryer around warm to make a batch with no salt. It was a pain in the ass. Now, I never did anything to the food myself, but there were some people that were kind of pissed off about that. And things can happen nowadays that you just don't know. So
that's why they always say if you get a steak at a restaurant and it's not cooked the way you want, never send it back.
Never send it back, yeah.
Just eat it.
Well, anybody that watches Road Trip, yeah, you probably...
Right, yeah, exactly.
When he sends it back. Oh, that's a funny scene in the movie, I tell you. Or what's the other one? Waiting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was that the one with Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're waiting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the name of the movie. Then he like stick it down his pants or something and run.
Horseradish dip for several sweet tater. I could go with the horseradish dip. I love some horseradish. Use the proper buns with structure. Yeah, it's got to be strong enough bun to hold it for sure. Take a couple thick slices of fresh, crusty bread, butter them in a frying pan till brown. Split hot dog lengths. She's splitting it, and try it on butter in the fry pan. Yeah, because I think you split it, then it opens up, and then maybe you put other stuff in there as well. Oh, stop it, Gilbert. Whopper Juniors with extra mayo sauce. Smoking will kill you, bacon will kill you, but smoking bacon will cure you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't realize this, but 2 weekends ago, we had our Bacon Bourbon Beer Fest that I missed. And a few years back, I actually went to it, and they had one of the burgers. Everything is done with either bacon, beer, or bourbon made into it. They had a burger that had 2 glazed donuts as the buns.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, well, I'm not getting that. Well, we ended up meeting some people down there, and they're like, well, you got to try this thing. So they ended up getting it. They cut it in like in little sections. I had like a little quarter of it or eighth of it, whatever the number was.
How good was it?
Oh, my God. I can't even imagine how much a whole donut would carry calorie-wise, but this little piece is freaking excellent. Like, it was so damn good. So,
Kind of reminds me of at work a couple weeks ago, somebody brought in donuts on a Friday, and it was kind of one of those like specialty donut shops.
Yeah.
So they brought in like a maple glazed donut, and it had like a strip of bacon crumbles all over the top of it.
Oh, yeah.
I've never had one. I was like, I always want to try it. Nobody would touch it, so I was like, I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat it.
I ain't scared.
Everybody was like, was it good? I was like, oh my God, it was so good. I was like, I want another one. Like, it was gone. Like, I think somebody else got it. They had 2 of them. I was like, I was going to go back to get the other one. I was like, y'all done lost. I'm gonna eat this one.
You're supposed to say, no, you don't want to touch that. That is terrible. That's what you're supposed to tell
That's
people.
what I said. I was like, yeah. No, I was like, yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah, one of our other managers, she would bring in donuts on Friday. Friday, we have like a donut day anyway in our office, but other days she would bring in donuts. And one of our local spots here had like a bacon maple donut. And it was just like, she'd bring it in and it'd be like, oh, let me see if it got the bacon maple. And it's got I'll be like, that's the one I want right there. Oh my God, it was so freaking good.
Yes.
Like,
yeah. Oh man, yeah, that was good. I mean,
yeah.
Like I said, bacon, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, next time you back up this way, we have a place called Holtman's that we'll have to get you to. But they do like specialized donuts. Like people like go crazy over their donuts. They're so freaking tasty. It's like, pure goodness. That's all I can say. Pure goodness. I grew up on the East Coast. I'm a big Dunkin' Donuts fan, but some of these little mom pop shops, they can't
I'll kill them.
Yeah. It's like if I can't get to them, then I'll go Dunkin' Donuts. I'll go Dunkin' Donuts before I go Krispy Kreme. But yeah, we have Dunkin' Donuts, so damn good. So good.
We have local donut shops called Jeff's Donuts.
Yeah.
You can buy a dozen donuts, but it costs you about $22 or $3 for a dozen.
Yeah.
But one donut, that's freaking. I don't even think you could wrap your whole hand like around a glazed donut. I don't even think you could pick it up with both hands and your fingers would touch. So they're so damn big. Like you couldn't. One would probably do you fine. Like I
would love a Fred Flintstone donut, sir. Thank you.
They're so good. Glazed or whatever they are. Like, Next time I go there, I'm gonna have to ask them if they do one with the bacon on it because I want it.
Horseradish mayo, we do have that here. I would use horseradish mayo. My wife is not as much spicy, but I love the spiciness.
I like to do a sriracha mayo and put on my burgers sometimes.
We got sriracha mayo here too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a thing I haven't messed with it, but it's mayo chip. I don't know if you saw it or not, but it's mayo and ketchup put together.
Oh no.
I haven't seen that one. I think Kraft makes that one, but it's like But then I think like something like a Whopper. On a Whopper you put mayo and ketchup together, so it's not like it's not possible.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never bought like the store-bought mayo sriracha or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I used to do it years ago before they actually started bottling it.
Yeah.
And Stan was like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, it's so good. Like you mix it together. And she actually kind of liked it. I Now, I would say that is actually pretty good to dip your fries in. I'm talking about mayo, dipping in mayo, but it's not just mayo by itself. It is
Right.
the spicy kind of, kick to it.
Yeah. So whole pork bellies at Costco today. A future smoke to make our bacon slabs. Nice. I do like some pork bellies on stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They have like pork belly sandwiches at some of the places we have around here. Smokable pecan wood. Very nice. I've been using hickory, applewood, and I think the other one might be cherry wood that I had, but with the grill, I have been liking the stuff. I'm happy I got the grill now. I'm grilling some different things out there. So I've been trying to share some of that information. The woke in the States don't like veal, but love lamb, son, right? No, we have veal. We enjoy veal, but I've never seen a veal hot dog. I've never seen one.
I haven't either.
And I'm curious because I do like veal and I would try it. I mean, baby cow and all, I still give it a shot. EB in the house. What's going on? Cheers, homie.
EB.
Hopefully the vacation first night is going well, my friend. And Erie's been posting some pretty cool pictures of you guys driving to where you're going there and everything. And kids look happy in the back seat as well. So
that's a win.
They've changed their destination like 4 or 5 times since we talked last night. So I don't even know where they're at right now. Well, I don't want to say where they're at. I kind of know where they're at, but I don't want to say where they're at while we're on here. But yeah.
Yeah,
it's great. They got a little break away from everything. Every day is Desert Shield Desert Storm. I brought in a box of donuts and sent them and coffee and tea up early at 0500. Very nice. You're such a caring person, Vanessa. No one relished it. It was me doing it until I got sent into TDY to Lakeland Air Force Base. Then they were like, "Where's the donuts at?" Oh, it was Vanessa.
Damn it.
Yeah. Pecan and oak, favorite smoking woods. You got wood, Gilbert? Bill was young as lamb, I agree. Cheers, EB from Gilbert. Use pecan. My brother's yard is full of pecan. You say pecan or pecan?
Me?
Yeah.
I say pecan.
You say pecan. I go back and forth between pecan and pecan. I mean, I just think it depends. It just depends where I'm at. Like pecan, pecan, almond.
Yeah. Tomato.
Right.
I don't know that I've actually ever used like pecan. No, I take that back. I have said like pecan pie.
Yeah. I should play that commercial.
Pecan pie.
I love that Snickers commercial. One of the best. I like almond. What's up, Lep? Cheers, homie. Lep up there in Cleveland. Y'all know Lep. Check him out. Lep will get you hungry on the food he's actually dishing out as well. Veal Dog's here. So Vanessa has Veal Dogs. I haven't seen them down where I'm at, but she has them in Connecticut. So
I'm about to look for them. Can't say I've ever really looked for them.
Oh, that is awesome, EB. I was going to say earlier when you guys got up there to try to get to Annapolis. Annapolis is one of the coolest cities that I've been to.
Oh, nice.
DC tomorrow, very nice. Annapolis, when you're like at the top of where we were at Annapolis, we were on one of their main streets. I went there after college one year because a company was looking at maybe recruiting me to come work for them at one of the radio stations. And we were right down from the academy and looking out into like the bay or whatever. Oh my God, it's just picturesque. It's a cool spot as well. Nice little, I want to say kind of like some of the architecture when we were there is kind of a little bit of that kind of throwback. Like you had the older type buildings and all that kind of stuff. Annapolis is very cool. That's awesome. What up, Vanessa? Cheers, Lap. Cheers, EB. And smoking should give you wood. Yeah. I don't even know where we're at right now. Yeah. The miss always enjoys my smoking wood. Anyway, if it works to get the wood out, word out. Love y'all, YouTube brother. Glad to see y'all. Okay, doing well. Glad to see you doing well, and glad to see you blowing up a little bit up there in the Cleveland area. Great stuff you're doing, my friend. hopefully at some point I get back up to Cleveland as well. The banks down here have the largest shopping exchanges. Hey, we're going to explore, go to Jersey and maybe Philly. Oh, shit, you're going to my old neck of the woods, EB. You're going home where I'm going to be in it. Damn, if your vacation would have been like, what is this, 22nd? 1, 2. Damn, if your vacation would have been 3 weeks later, I'd actually be in the Philly area in New Jersey that we'd actually get a chance to meet. But
EB, go there and just start yelling, Rajay, Rajay, I'm friends with Rajay, and see if everybody just comes and surrounds you.
I'll tell you, if you go to Philly and you go over to Jersey, so if you reach out to Alex is actually about 20 minutes from Philly on the Jersey side where he actually stays. So he's actually up there as well. But you go to Philly, you better get a cheesesteak because you got to get a Philly cheesesteak because you're in Philly. I said that list to Erie earlier with the best cheesesteak places. South Street is really cool. Go see the Liberty Bell. That's what Vanessa said there too. There's actually the Navy shipyard is there. South Street is where a lot of the fun is out there in Philly. A lot of shops, a lot of the food, a lot of restaurants. You get a lot of people that are torn out that way. Go see the Rocky statue. If you want to go to a zoo, the Philly Zoo has a great zoo as well there that you can actually check into. There's a Six Flags in New Jersey as well. But you're in a good area. A lot of good things there. So let me know. Let me know where you guys are going. If you do go to Jersey and if you want to pop over to Mount Holly, one of my buddies actually runs Spellbound Brewery. And I'll let him know you're coming through. And he might be able to get you set up nicely over there. So let me know. You already know, Rod. Look me up with Feasting and Beasting. Yeah, definitely. Hey, Vanessa. And heading down tomorrow to D.C. Burn down the White House again. Might have been at the festival. Not again. Not again. That was the War of 1812 against France, right? When the White House got burned down. I think it was against France. Yeah. So Gilbert being there in Canada, got the French. So yeah, he would be burning it down again for a second time. Yeah, it's got a lot of cool stuff around that area. Obviously, you've got people don't realize. I know EB knows because he does a lot of history stuff, but before the capital became DC, Philly is where it really was the capital of the nation. So there's where declaration, all that kind of stuff was being handled and everything. So Philadelphia, a lot of historic aspect to the city there. Great areas. Like some of the streets are still the old cobblestone type streets from back in the 1800s, 1700s, along those lines. And cool spot. I could mosey a corned beef tomorrow and make rye. You could smoke a corned beef tomorrow and make rye bread Reubens. I've never been a huge Reuben person. I don't know why. I just never really got into it. Maybe because I was never really into corned beef as much, but I would definitely give it a go. Wait, weed is legal in Jersey now, right? Yeah, weed, I believe, is now legal in Jersey. They passed it for this year. Let me see. I'm hoping because, I won't say on the station, but I will be up there next month. Let me see here. I was looking on recreational marijuana is legal in New Jersey. What happens now? So yeah. So I don't know if you have to go to a dispensary or anything like that. So that's funny. I'm reading the thing here that says from the governor, let me be blunt. I don't know if he meant that. He knew what he meant. But he says, let me be blunt. Today I signed historic adult use cannabis reform bills into law with social justice, racial justice, and economic justice leading the way. But I don't know if he was really going for the blunt thing, if he really knew it. But it's so funny, too, because weed being legal and EB being a Philly, people smoke Philly blunts up there for their blunts. I don't know. It's all coming together. It's just weird, like how it all works out. But yeah,
all circling around.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I remember something from social studies. It was the War of 1812. So yeah, I do remember that from school. Legal now in Connecticut. Are you getting up here, EB? That would be a little trek up to Connecticut. That's where Vanessa's at. We talked about going through there and into Massachusetts. Oh, you going to go see a couple people we know in Massachusetts, are you? You know who I'm talking about. A dude born in Kingston actually had the burn-in. Oh, yeah. Dude in Kingdon or Kingston? Why do the French eat snails? Because they don't like fast food. Dave's coming up with all the jokes tonight.
He's on it tonight.
Yeah. We are next to Bradley International Airport. There you go. Well, they're actually driving everything up there, so they could get up to Connecticut. I mean, people from Philly, New Jersey go up to Connecticut for the Indian casinos. I drank Brewdog Elvis juice the other day. It wasn't very good. It was all shook up. No, through Fenway. No, Fenway would be cool. So no, you're not going to see those people we know about. Okay, just asking. Asking for a friend. You could see Thomas Meadow. Eric's up Thomas Meadows up in Boston. Cracking open Century Sam's for the blunt. There you go, Gilbert. We switched it over to the blunt show at this point. So yeah. No, that's cool that you're getting up there. That's a fun time. A lot of stuff you can definitely do in Philly for sure. I think Six Flags is actually in Jackson, New Jersey. So I grew up in South Jersey, just like 20 minutes outside Philly. And I think it was like an hour and 15 away. Now, if you're up in that area where you're going, you do have the chance of going to Wildwood or Atlantic City on the Jersey if you wanted to go to the shore. Wildwood is great for kids. Kids love that. Brigantine is also popular for kids as well. So I don't know if you were thinking about that at all, but the shore area is pretty cool. If you're going that far up too, you can also go to New York and go to Coney Island. Coney Island is pretty cool. If you go to Coney Island, I have a friend up there I can definitely reach out to as well to get you some details. He actually does tour stuff up there, but Coney Island is actually pretty cool too. I think it's awesome how you guys just jumped right in the car and rolled out though.
Yeah, where we go is where we're going.
Yeah. Cracking open Country Sam's for the we said that. And yep, and right up from Cape May. Yeah. Cape May. It's a lovely area. No, that's awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying the time away and getting out here, you and Erie, the kids, and getting that little break from everything.
That'd be fun.
Country enters New England. Yeah. Visit Paul Revere's capture site. It is Route 2 heading toward Hanscom Air Force Base. But you know where EB's actually going? He's not too far from actually like a Valley Forge to visit as well. If you want to go into PA, Valley Forge is up there as well. And Gettysburg. It's pretty popular place to go to. So it's cool. Like I said, they're rolling like the Griswolds right now. Clark's got the car out. They're just rolling right on up. Clampet's head to town. I told Erie before, are you more like Clark or are you more like Cousin Eddie? So we couldn't decide. We were waiting for poll results to come back. No, that's awesome. But let's see. Well, we're at 11:50, so I think we probably wrap this thing down so we can get up and go to work tomorrow and not be dragging our ass. But thanks for everybody that definitely tuned in. A new thing on the channel, I'm actually going to be doing a live Friday nights and Saturday nights. Same time as this at 8:45. And it's going to be actually beer review lives I'm going to be doing. I want to do some more live type stuff. But it's going to be more special type beer reviews. As far as the beer reviews I'm going to do, they're going to be more of the bigger type beers. Because I need to really get into those. So tomorrow, I think it might be one of the Bourbon County Stouts that I'm actually going to do. Saturday might be another Bourbon County Stout. So if you guys are into some of the bigger type things, rather than just the regular beers, I still do those on regular reviews that I'll upload, but I'm going to kind of do a live the next couple nights. And now I'll be 8:45 Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for sure. Anything else will be at a whim as it actually pops up. Vanessa says, if you come up I-95 when you get to Connecticut, make sure you stop in Mianus and buy a hot dog. That way you eat a hot dog in Mianus. My anus. But if you're up northeast, you want to hit a Wawa. Wawa has some of the best little subs. And you don't know this unless you're like in the northeast, but Wawa is like this little phenomenon. You think of it as a convenient type store. You see gas station type thing, but they make some great sandwiches. They're called shorties. I'm telling you, if you go to a Wawa, you're going to enjoy that. Plus, because EB's a beer drinker, Wawa is getting accolades about their beer. So you can pick up some good beer under the Wawa brand as well. The double wide is moving well, Gilbert says. I feel like I should have like Eastbound and Down playing in the background as EB travels. Yes. Here's to mailing in a Friday, getting a few naps, right? Yeah, he says, I keep hearing about Wawa. You have to go to a Wawa. I'm telling you. Yeah. The shorty, the Italian. I'm telling you what, is the thing that makes it special is kind of like the Jersey peppers they use, the different flavors. Is just something in the soil that actually makes it really tasty. Even Vanessa knows Wawas are a must stop. Good shorties. They actually got good coffee too, but the sandwiches and get some beer to bring back for sure.
There you go.
Wawa's, Henny Pennies. Yeah. So that's my thing. If you see a Wawa, get a Wawa. Let me see there. But I think that's all the comments there. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up so we can shut it down tonight. Back tomorrow, 8:45 live. I'll drop another beer fact out there. I have some people that really like the beer facts. So I'm going to keep sharing those on the community tab. I put a thing out there earlier. If you're not familiar, I do have the podcast I do each week. Something a little different, a little bit of fun about beer news and all kinds of stuff. You can see that in the community tab as well. Check out some of the podcast stuff that I'm sharing. Some good stuff happening out in the beer world. Vanessa says, I know some very good pizza joints. If in New Haven, go find Lewis Lunch. They invented the hamburger. They invented the hamburger? Really? I did not know that. Yeah, up in if you go to Jersey, you're going to find some good pizza spots. Like, I grew up in Jersey, not even really knowing what a Domino's even was. Like, you didn't even go to Domino's. You didn't go to Pizza Hut, really. I mean, Pizza Hut was there, but that was kind of like for the people that came in from California. Like, you went to an Amato's, you went to a Salvatore's, you went to like
Benny's or something.
Yeah, some Italian guy that you can't even speak proper English. That's where you got pizza at up in Jersey. So good stuff for sure. Awesome show. Well, thank you, Vanessa. Awesome, because you were here as well to keep it going with us. Yeah. Cheers and good night, fools. Keep it country. Definitely country roads, baby. Country roads. And yes, Lewis Lunch. Wow. Well, there you go. A little bit of trivia, a little bit of knowledge dropped at the end of the show. Right. That being said, we'll go ahead and sign off here. Thanks everybody that tuned in. Y'all have a great night. Come back tomorrow as I break down some other beer. And hopefully tomorrow is a great Friday for you. Keep drinking those good craft beers. Remember, there's always time. Get your beer on. Cheers, everybody. EB, enjoy that vacay. Keep it rocking, brother.